I want to talk to you. I'm not here to disrespect nobody. I always love reading, studying. That's my key.
Let me know when you're done.
Bible, Quran, whatever. So now I'm in the Quran. Can you show me what you said was there?
That's not the conversation we had.
I
Forget
know. I
showing you.
asked
You know
you.
you can ask
Okay,
AI.
let
You
me
know
tell
the
you
questions
again.
you
Hold on,
ask
Scarlet. I made a point. I said, why?
GPT.
Charlotte, hold on.
Scarlet.
It's
Yeah,
for the
I
Quran
mentioned
and what
Surah
it said. No, I'm
240.
just
I
asking
was
you. Forget even asking Platinum. We all have access to Chat GPT, right?
yeah, we do.
Certain questions.
Guys, please, man. Come on, y'all. You know, let me just
Yeah, I just asked a simple question. I want to read it. That's it. So I mentioned Surah 2.
you lying. Calm down and listen.
No, I didn't even talk yet. So again, I'm not here to argue, sis. Surah 2:4 says Allah chose Beni Israel and none else. And I'm
That wasn't
asking, you said he made a change. All I'm asking, show me the change, sis. And I'm
that
going
wasn't
on
our
mute.
You're
Then
deceiving the
show
people.
me.
Can you stop shouting? You're deceiving the people and you're trying to deceive me. That wasn't a conversation. You said you know all about scriptures. You know every revelation there is. You've studied it, right? And you know
Yes,
everything there is.
ma'am.
Know
Yes,
about calm
ma'am.
down.
No,
About
I'm
the
just
Quran.
agreeing with
That's
what I said. Yes.
why you got I am gonna repeat it because you're trying to lie now. Okay.
Well,
Now
I'm
what I
waiting on you to get
was
the scripture. That's all. But
hold on. Now, what I said to you was what you think you know about the Quran, and you said yes. It started saying things. Everybody was talking. I wasn't even paying attention. You're making a claim you know the Quran off by heart, like it's embedded within your spirit, right?
it is.
Now,
I
who's
became
gonna
one
sit
with
on the
it
hot
a
seat?
long
I'm a.
time ago.
You ain't gonna
So now I'm
question me.
asking again,
You ain't gonna
sister.
question me. No,
Okay,
don't
you
ask me
heard
nothing.
me.
All right, I'm gonna
Oh,
go on
okay.
mute. But
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
go
tell
on
you
mute.
this. Don't ask me nothing. You on the hot seat because you the one making these claims. I'll leave that there.
And you started talking to me. So I'm saying y'all can't do that. I mean, you can, but it's a nigga like me who knows the Bible, the Quran, and I study it. And I pride myself on that alone. Not being the best Christian, the best Muslim, a Hebrew. That's man's doctrine and religion. I pride myself on studying and read. So when I heard you make that statement, I said, can you show me in the Quran? Because I quoted Surah 240. That's in the Quran. I didn't write it.
What?
And it says Allah chose Israel. You're cutting me off. I know you're a mod, but I'm reading scripture. It says Allah has chose Beni Israel and favored them above all and gave them a covenant and gave them the book. He gave the book to Moses. He didn't say he gave the book to Ishmael and Muhammad. So you made a statement and said, no, he changed it. And I said, can you show me? And you still ain't showed me yet.
Okay, you're done. You're done, yeah?
I'm just waiting on you to show me.
Once again, please, guys, just bear with me with this dude for a second. You're claiming, I'm not the one making a claim. You're the one making a claim that you know the Quran and you've studied it for years, right? Don't ask me no questions. I'm going to ask you a question. Now, my question to you is, since you're so educated in the Quran and you know it like that, what is the testimony of faith?
Can you answer me first and I'll answer anything you want?
Of faith, my friend. You are
I couldn't hear
educated.
you.
Okay,
You're
come on.
going out. Your mic is going out. I can't hear you.
I know you can hear me now, though. What is
No,
the
I
testimony?
can't. And Amando can bear witness. Amando, do you hear?
He's talking
I
fast,
can
but
hear you
everybody can hear him.
perfectly.
Can y'all hear
Now,
me
what
now?
you say, Amando? What is she asking?
What is the testimony of faith since you've studied this Quran?
To
I
bear record to
look
the word of God and to his prophets. To bear record to the word of God and all his prophets.
okay, let me give you this now because you just humiliated.
Hey, Mondo, Platinum, check the Telegram.
I do apologize. You failed miserably, sir. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know what I failed
but
that you still ain't showed me
so
none of the shit you talking
all
about.
you've showed me now is that you Google shit, and all you've done is taken your
Yeah, I'm
religion from
smoking weed right now. I'm not on Google. I got my Quran right here. I thought I was gonna read it with you.
I mean, if
I
you're
was
taking
wrong.
from Google, listen, if you're taking your religion from
I'm
Google,
not on Google again. I'm smoking with my brother and I'm talking to you.
you're gonna address me. Do you understand?
I did. You asked me a question about the testimony
Just told
and
you.
I gave you
No, you
exactly what it is.
lied and it's wrong.
I know what it says. That's
Okay,
what part of the
okay,
Shahada
okay,
and
okay.
everything, bro. I took Shahada before. So whatever she
Chapter
talking
and
about,
verse.
whatever. Show me.
Can you give me the chapter and verse?
No, you failed when you
He's
told me
an
you
he's
didn't
an
want to talk to me.
angry
Now your dumb ass
ex-Muslim.
want to talk to
No,
me.
he's not
What's
even an
up with you?
the guy's a retard.
She
Can
just
you
said,
give me the verse?
Armando, y'all deal with him. I don't want to, and then came right back off mic to deal with me.
Boy,
Something's wrong with your mind. It's called
boy,
double-minded. If I say I don't want to talk to Armando, I'm not gonna address him no more. I'm
you
gonna
ain't
talk to
gonna give me
Leanne. I'm gonna talk
Can
to
we
you,
move on?
Uncle.
Jesus
Yeah, let's
Christ.
move on because you.
Killing.
because you can't give me a verse. That's
I
fine.
did. Let's move on. Surah
Never.
240. Surah 240.
Okay, I'd like to see where it
El
says.
Baqarah 136. I can hit you with them and let's read. You don't want to do that.
Let's get to it.
So let's move. Now, what's up, Rohan? Peace and blessings. Bleedo, what's the word?
Peace,
Meeks in the
peace.
building.
Yo.
Scarlet, Leanne, my king and princess. Day Day, my white/black brother. Yo, Dwayne in the factory working. I already know you at work somewhere. Mondo, always been a bitch. Stop doing that, Mondo. And Uncle, what's up, Unc? Peace and blessings.
Bro, I asked you for a verse and you've referred me back to the children of Israel. This is
That's what.
embarrassing. I asked you, what is the testimony of faith? You said bearing and testifying witness to God and the prophet. I've asked you to give me a verse on that. You've not been able to do this. Please don't ever say that you've studied the Quran again. Don't ever embarrass yourself. I
It was
can ask.
right here in front of me, and I was ready to read it with you, but you failed.
No, but you just gave me a verse. You said go to
Hey,
240.
Bleo, I was ready to read it with her, but she don't want to read. She want to tell us some bullshit. I don't want to hear that. So again, peace and blessings to the room. I'm not here to argue, especially not with a woman, but I'm not here for that. I'm here to read. I thought I was going to learn some today.
Now
Okay,
you
I'm not. You failed. So what's up, Rohan?
failed, but you're shaking all over the place because you can't give me a scripture verse from the Quran.
Surah 240.
You can't give me. I just read it. You bro.
Read it. Can you read it?
Yeah, I did. It's talking about the children of Israel.
What does it say? What does it say? You didn't read it. Want me to read it? Can I read it?
I asked you for the
Look,
testimony.
see, this is sad, y'all. I'm gonna go on mute, but peace and blessings to the room.
You are sick. Never embarrass yourself like that again, bro. Another person, please try me.
Yeah, can we hear some other voices? I'll wait my turn because I came late, but I'll let you hear some other people.
So he's like an Israelite, Platinum?
No, ma'am, I'm not a Christian, an Israelite, or a Muslim. I'm a studier. I just broke it down to her. You can't
What's
get
wrong
this
with
shit past me
Christians?
because I study the Bible. I know the Quran. I live this shit. That's all I told her, and she got offended and didn't even want to go into it with me. So no, I'm not none of that man-made religious shit. No, that's what y'all can be. I'm not that.
She was addressing
But
me.
you sound really for what you're saying.
Solid. I asked him.
Because I know what the Bible and the Quran say about what I said. So
but
that's
it's
what I'm
okay, but let it breathe. Just breathe. It doesn't matter. It's okay.
No,
You
I
have
was
your
done
own
with it until
opinion.
you just spoke and brought it back up. That's
You
why
will
I'm
know
telling you,
the
I'm not a
truth, right?
Christian. You don't have to ask her. Platinum is here, Christian. You can say Andrew.
Brain he be smoking.
So she's
I'm
got the
smoking right now. Y'all about to blow my high, so leave me alone. If y'all don't want to read, don't deal with me because I want to read. So that's all, Scarlett. I'm not none of that.
All right, thank God. Now that there's peace. So Starlet, he said he reads the book, he knows it off by heart, he's embedded it.
Yo, I just told her that. I didn't need you to double back.
He's
What
quite
the fuck?
upset.
What is y'all on, bro?
Topics upsetting him. So there's no point of
What are
having
the
a
little
debate.
Muslim whores on, Armando? I just told her what I.
That's no, I don't need to
I
hear
didn't
you.
need her to double back. What the hell?
I don't want to hear you. I'm talking to
I
the
just
room.
said, leave me alone, Joe. And now you can mute me all you want. I don't. Hey, leave me alone.
I'm the one that muted the room because I was going to say, in all fairness, if we're saying we're moving forward from the topic, I think that we just, if we're saying we're moving forward, we can't. I don't think it's fair to like set someone down and then taunt him. So if we're going to move forward, then we can just kind of move forward instead of kind of just muting him to taunt him. So if we're going to move forward, can we go ahead?
Thank you, Mama. And that's what I love about you, Sandra. Thank you, Mama.
No problem.
Go ahead, Rohan. You said you want to share something. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to speak to the title. Specifically, why do you know, as a person that rejects these gods, I figured I could speak unto why. And for me, the why is pretty simple. It's just I haven't seen the evidence, and I tend to like to keep my belief systems protected from things that may not be true. And the only way I think to do that is to require good evidence to believe claims. And the more fantastical the claim is, the better the evidence has to be, not worse. So things like, and there's everything, astral projection, I heard earlier in the room that got boomed, psychics, telepathy, Human sacrifice, the Aztec gods, the Nordic gods, Zeus and Thor, the Hindu gods, all of them. I just keep that hurdle high and need evidence. Same for the Abrahamic gods, all of it. Just haven't been provided enough evidence to believe any of that. So that's my reason.
I'm kind of confused. Are you saying you need evidence to astral project?
No, I'm saying that they all fall into the same category of things that I have not received enough good evidence for to believe.
Have you ever tried to astral plane?
No, it's not something that it doesn't exist. It's a magical thing that people have created in their brains. It's not real.
That's subjective, but you can. There's a way that you can astral plane. Have you tried to do it? That's what I'm asking.
No, what's the evidence of that? So I'm asking for evidence. I'm not asking
Mushrooms.
for
You
if
can
I've
take
tried it.
mushrooms.
Just give me the evidence
You don't
for
even
it.
need to take mushrooms to do it. You can do it at a peaceful. The thing is,
I
right?
think I just said that, but yeah, mushrooms, bro.
It's easy. Yeah, it's easy to do drugs and to do those things and to have access to certain, spaces.
Evidence.
But
You're just talking.
what I'm saying is you can astral plane from anywhere, right? As long as you have a quiet mind and you teach your body discipline. Discipline meaning
Meditation.
you can't have thoughts or like worries, and it's very hard to be a human being that's not able to do that. You need to clear your mind entirely, right?
You're
And you can do it in a silent room, right? The best time people say to do it is when you're maybe half asleep and you're falling asleep, and you practice it every night until you do it. But yes, there has been millions and billions of people that have done that, and they all share very similar experiences. So to say that it doesn't exist without trying it, I mean, come on.
you seem to be under the misapprehension that unmuting and talking is evidence. I'm not asking for you to unmute and talk, right? Because people can unmute and talk and tell me that anything. Human beings believe crazy shit. So you could have just unmuted and said, "Well, have you tried sacrificing your child so that it rains more rain?" Because that's what we believe for a long time. We killed our children in the Andes Mountains. They're still discovering bodies to this day. So if I were alive back then, I would say, "What's the evidence that sacrificing your baby is going to cause it to rain?" And that person would have said, "Well, have you tried it?" That's not evidence. When somebody provides some evidence, I'll be happy to take a look at it. But people just are going to unmute and talk, which is exactly my point. Thanks for making my point.
And that's why I told people I like reading these manuscripts and documentation because we didn't write them. So it takes the onus off us. But when we have our beliefs, our loves, our passions for them, we start getting disrespectful and we start acting like we know God face to face. Like we got to stop that shit. This is causing a big division, especially in the black community. Can't speak for other races and stuff, but I know in the black community, one family can believe in 80 different things, have 4 different gods, and chaos is all in the house. So that's all I'm saying. But you're right, Rohan. You got to start reading, studying more, and bringing stuff to fruition in facts, not theories.
Yo, what up, Shanito? Rock and roll and auto edit.
Yo.
What's up?
What up, though?
It's all fun, you guys. That's why we're here, right? So.
Yeah, I'm
Answer the question in the room.
Rohan, what kind of evidence suffices you?
Well, it depends on what the claim is, right? If you tell me that you went to Hawaii last weekend, I would say, "Oh, let me see the plane ticket." Okay, cool. That's enough. If you tell me you went to Hawaii last weekend and while you were there, you flew on a unicorn and went up to the moon and split the moon in half and then came back and astral projected to Japan, and now we need some additional evidence, right? So it really depends on the claim. And the more fantastical the claim, the better the evidence has to be. So yeah. So I hope
Can
that
I
makes sense.
fabricate the evidence?
Oh yeah, you can fabricate evidence, and I'm not. So that's why even my hurdle for accepting evidence is going to be high. So Fabricated evidence is probably not
Now,
going to
what's your
work.
reason and logic to compare evidence and see which one is factual and which one is not? Is it
Um,
upon your own will, or like how does that work?
Like you said, the plane ticket would have been sufficient if you said it. That yesterday I went at 7 o'clock. You show a plane ticket, you left at 7 o'clock. There's no more to say.
yeah, but that one is easy.
There's
because
no more needed because it's
Right.
just a claim that you flew on a plane like everyone else fucking does.
Exactly.
So, like what I said, depending on the severity of the claim or what the you're gonna have to. Even in court, they do it every day in court. Depending on what you're getting tried for or on trial for, they have to have a substantive quint of evidence to trial you or prove you guilty, or else they're gonna eventually throw you out and probably give you probation or whatever, or just throw the case out. That's just how it works.
Yep. That's it. So plane ticket is fine for going to Hawaii. Plane ticket isn't fine for telling me that you went to the moon and split it in half. Now you need some real good shit, right? So yeah, I agree.
We must wake up fast, people.
And people sometimes think that when
Oh,
you
we
ask
got
evidence,
Glocks in the building. Yo, shout
people
out to the
sometimes
Glock.
on Clubhouse think when you ask for evidence. On Clubhouse, people sometimes think when you ask for evidence that you're asking for stories. They tell like they make these emotional claims like if that's supposed to like sway somebody. When I hear these emotional claims, it sways me in the other direction because I'm like, now I know you don't have evidence. Because if you did, you would say, hey, here it is. But instead, you get this storytelling, and that shit is so transparent to me.
But when I die, I want my soul to go somewhere.
Exactly, bro.
It's real to me because when I was driving, I almost hit a tree, but I didn't, and I know that was God. So hey, fuck you. There it is.
Well, let's test it out. I mean, do you believe that we
there's
have
spirits,
evidence?
you guys.
Do
That
you think?
you guys don't know how to contact the spirits, but people who look at special cards,
He said they know how
they
to.
do.
They tap
You
in.
just didn't pray hard enough. That's the thing. You didn't pray hard enough.
So, do we have evidence for the moon landing?
There is. They never landed on the moon.
Yeah.
But although there's evidence,
Exist.
so we have
Yes.
evidence
I
for the
mean, if
moon.
you're going to go there, nothing really exists.
That's
Yeah, right.
right.
Dude,
All
hey,
the
you guys,
God
figment of
doesn't
our
we
exist
gotta
and we don't
chill.
imagination.
none of that.
We gotta chill. There's too much
Figment of
rationality
our
on stage.
imagination.
You all are figments of my imagination.
Sun Jaguar.
Real talk. Until you see each
Just
other
stay
face to
quiet,
face, it
Cora.
becomes reality.
Rohan, I recommend staying muted or else you're gonna scare a lot of people up here, bro.
Nah, he's probably gonna wake them up because that's all I be trying to. Hey, let's read, take each other out the way, and make some sense of this. But everybody want to put themselves in charge and chief. Nah, hey, keep talking, Rohan, rock and roll. We got Glock in the bill. That's
Are
some
there
real.
things you believe in without evidence, Rohan?
Say that one more time.
Is there things you believe in that you don't need any evidence for?
I don't. I would like to think not, but I'm also a human, so I may have had made some mistakes along the way. But I would like to think not. I could be wrong though.
I'm not afraid. Armando, you know me. I'll say I have faith because I generally kind of have faith in like my sense perceptions and something about the future. I have faith, right? But I also have evidence. But I could call some of it faith.
I just find it useful. It's like I don't necessarily believe it's. But if it's useful, you make use of it.
Do you have faith, Rohan?
I do.
All right, so that's a good place to start off, right? That's a good foundation, right? To start off faith, right? Evidence of things not seen, right?
Yeah, in a way. I mean, I think the sense perception thing's the one because then you start, tripping on solipsism and stuff, and then you just go, well, it seems like I didn't create all this shit that I'm experiencing. I don't think I'm that creative, so I'm at least outside of solipsism, right?
How do you get outside of it? What's your solution to solipsism, son?
I just don't think I'm that creative. I don't have faith and evidence enough in the human mind, such as mine, to come up with all of this shit.
Like, right, like like your dreams are pretty crazy. They're not really that well put together. There seems to be like a ontological linearity to what you're experiencing in life, and that makes you think that this could not be manufactured by my own mind, and that's your way out of solipsism.
Kind of, yeah. I just knowing what, okay, like if I have to really introspect and only analyze myself, because that's all I have, right? I don't think I don't think I'm capable of it.
I don't know. The human mind is quite the labyrinth. It really is.
It just seems you need external features to assess in order to be creative with it, you know?
But what are external features? I mean, everything is in your mind. You don't have access to anything, quote unquote, in objective reality. You have no access to it. You have these refracted, angular kind of representations of things, but there's nothing real there, man.
Totally. I agree. But it's still whatever I'm conjuring up about whatever is quote unquote real, you know?
Like it seems consistent enough, I guess, right?
Something like that, dude. And that's why I think it's an emergent property, because all the apes that we are all seem to have some level of similarity, right?
Well, you have to take into account pre-reflective consciousness as well. So, like, what you're actively aware of is just your reflective consciousness, but there's all this other stuff going on in the background.
Well, like, do you know what your cell phone is? Like you're using this device, I'm assuming, to communicate with us. But the material that makes up the cell phone was other things in rather recent history and will become other things in the future. And it's like you're taking this one little snapshot of this combination of things and calling it a cell phone.
I recognize that voice. Roivas.
Hi, how are you? Who's
Is
this?
that you?
Is this
Watch
Johnny?
Johnny Roivas.
Oh, what's
Yes.
up? Yeah.
What's that?
Same guy. My Oklahoma City friend. Yeah.
No, Oklahoma friend, not the city, but
Oh, you're not city? You're okay. I mean, don't tell me where you are.
yeah,
Johnny's too country for the city.
Oh,
I've been to
thanks.
Tulsa. I've been to what's like up north, Guthrie. I've been to Guthrie.
Right.
Yeah, there's a Masonic temple up
Would
there.
be up north more. Oklahoma
Yep.
City's more central.
All right, Johnny.
I'm South
Johnny, give us your reason why you reject God.
Well, I don't
Johnny.
reject God.
Yeah, before you start
Hey, hold
exchanging
on.
emails and even potentially even kiss this man, can you tell us something about the
Oh,
title?
wow,
Why is
really?
it that you
Okay.
Potentially.
No, Johnny, we're trying to hook up right now, right?
Yeah, potentially kiss this man. Armando has no grit. See, he has no, wherewithal. So he has to, shout out like a little kid.
all
That's
right,
all.
all
Johnny,
right.
you,
So
you
And it's
forgot
all
you
right.
forgot to say no homo at the end of
it's
what you
okay,
said
it's
to me.
okay. Hey,
Yeah.
why do you reject God,
So
Johnny?
anyway, no, Armando, what's your question, goofball?
What is your reasoning for rejecting God?
I don't reject God. There is no God. See, there's physics. We live in a world
Okay.
of physics.
Did you believe in God?
Shush!
All right.
You gotta let me finish, goofball. We live in a world of physics, not God powers. Now, I'd like you to start this morning and tell me what God powered event happened in your life today. And we'll go over it. Silence, crickets. Anyway, let me straighten you out on something about faith, Armando. We don't use faith, we have reliability in the working model, the repeatable working model. Like if I go out to start my car every morning, my truck in my case, I don't have faith it's going to start. I have reliability in the fact that it started the last 100 times I tried it. That's called reliability in the working model. It's not faith. Do we understand that?
Yeah.
Good.
Did you believe in God in the past?
Yeah, I did. I was wrong.
So what was the transition? I mean, why did you reject him? What did
I
you
grew
come
up and
to?
learned more, studied more, you know. It's easy. Just like you don't believe in Mithra, right? What's your process for that? Why don't you believe in Mithra?
All right, because the entire human civilization throws Mithra in the mythological section of the library. We call it a myth.
No. The entire human civilization does not. The
Yeah,
Romans
they do.
worshipped Mithra and believed it was real. Why do you reject Mithra?
Yeah, but now it's a
hold on one
study,
second.
right?
I live near a Zoroastrian temple, by the way, so it's still an active religion, by the way.
There you go.
Right, but it's all right. So it's
Whoa,
not.
holy
Well,
shit.
that kills what you said, though. The entire
Go ahead.
world threw it out. You were wrong, Armando. If I was you, I would pick on somebody else because you're going to lose harshly if you talk to me. You know that. I've made you cry, ball up in the corner, cry to mama for days, and you had to even leave the
Yeah,
cabin
that's
for a
it.
while. So I
I'm
wouldn't
funny,
even fuck
bro.
with John.
All right.
Okay, anyway.
I say we all talk in low speak, like in the movies. We're like, I don't know. I think there's something I don't like about you.
Roy, because it's a
So
thing
that's
I do
like
with
saying there's
Armando.
some people that still believe in Zeus, right? Though we know this is fictitious, right? Like,
No,
why
we
are
don't
we
know
bringing
it is. We don't know it is. You just believe it is. But this is a thing that me and Armando do. Okay, for the audience, for everyone that doesn't know, this is what we go through. We do this thing. It's our spiel.
Come on, man.
I don't know. Is there a religion that still believes in Zeus? It's possible. I have to, I guess, look it up. Is that a thing?
But I'm asking. I mean, isn't Zeus taught in school as a myth?
Yeah, for the most part, it's taught as a myth. Yeah.
Yahweh is.
You could teach. I guess he's someone. Is he on the phone, or he left?
I feel like there's reasons to not necessarily throw out the possibility for a God. It just determines, I guess it depends on how you would view what a God is.
Well, you say there's lots of them. You don't know what it is. There could just be gods.
We all
Or
believe
just a force
have-
that leads to causality that we can't explain. I don't see why we can't just
No,
call that a God.
We have highly predictable explanatory models for just about every that you can eliminate the need for a creator god right up until you get to maybe the deist god, and then the deist god, you could say, okay, maybe he was the symmetry breaker and fucked off, but
That's exactly what I'm getting at, Core. Like, it was literally symmetry breaking.
right, but it doesn't justify all of the other manifestations of a god concept that humans have come up with.
I agree with that.
What was Roiva saying about solipsism earlier?
I was just trying to argue away from it and say that I can get at least past that.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say I could just grant that I'm a brain in a vat at any time and then be like, okay, now in this game we're all playing, I'm kind of hungry.
What's the evidence?
It's just not relevant. If solipsism is true, it's just completely irrelevant. Existentially, it doesn't mean anything that we're all in some kind of matrix or whatever.
And I do want to reject this notion that like we're rejecting possibilities or that we're saying it's not possible. I mean, I'm sorry, we are rejecting possibilities because they haven't been demonstrated. We're not saying that what you're saying isn't possible. We're rejecting the fact that you're saying that it's possible because you haven't demonstrated it. Just asserting that something's possible doesn't isn't the methodology to get to a better understanding of reality, right?
Which I think is fair. I just think that there's like very like niche instances where like maybe it's due to our lack of understanding or our lack of ability to develop experiments to test these things, where it's like, well, how do you explain it? You know what I'm saying? Like symmetry breaking is one. Like this, another one would be, how do you have a big bang with, where'd the matter come from for Big Bang? Like what was collapsed
Well,
on
the Big
itself.
Bang,
You know what I'm saying? Like just like
the Big Bang isn't the creation model, though.
well, I know
It doesn't it doesn't purport to be a
I'm not
creation
I'm
model.
not saying that it's a creation model. What I'm saying is that there's gaps in our understanding of the theories. You know what I'm saying? And like, how do you even
Of course.
begin to, I guess, experiment on that? Like, it seems like something that you can't actually experiment on.
I think you
So,
just
like, what do you
answered your own
do?
questions here. Like, if you can't investigate it, why take a stance? That's it. I
But
think it's
we
pretty
we
cut and
do
dry.
take stances, though. Like, what do you mean?
I know.
Like,
I'm just saying why. That's why I'm saying why. I know people take a stance. I'm asking why. Why do you feel the need to take a stance on something you can't investigate?
I don't know, man. It's not. I don't really take a stance. It's just like as I look at things, it's what I see. So it's an
I
interesting thing
think
as
he
we bring
means
up
the
in the conversation.
royal you. Like, why would anybody,
Ah,
cash
I
in
mean,
so
because
hard on
people want.
something that
I
they
got you.
literally can't look into? Like, dude, I'm gonna weigh in so heavily on this principle, but I can't find out anything about it. Not really. People tell me shit, but that's my game there, dude. That's my shit. I can't investigate it, but that's my shit. Like, why? That's what he's asking.
I mean, but it's a
It's
proposition that's being
rhetorical.
made by like scientists. So like, if we're trying to understand the beginnings of how the world works or how we got to where we are, it's an inevitable question that you're going to have to tackle. So like, either you leave it like unsolved and you just move on with whatever bullshit that you come up with, even if it's not bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Or you try to tackle it. It's kind of what science
Chip
does.
away at it, man. It's not like, oh, I gotta solve it before I die. Some people die and then their research isn't even finished and their kids pick up the scraps.
I don't know what that whole statement was for.
I mean, people
It's just
hypothesize about it, but right now you're like, pure mathematics at that
You
point.
kind of cut out, Core.
I was saying at the point when you're working pre-Planck era, it's pretty much pure mathematics at that point. So you can come up with all sorts of hypotheses.
No.
You can come up with all sorts of hypotheses, but like actually testing them in physicality
Yeah,
is
the pre.
where you run out of, resources.
You said the pre-Planck era. What did you say?
Yeah, era. Planck era is basically when the cosmic micro background starts and beyond, like inflation and beyond.
So you're saying we're in the pre-state of that?
Oh, that was
No,
like way back when,
there's
right after the Big
Oh,
Bang
yeah.
because
type
you
shit.
say
No, it's like
okay.
10 to the negative, 43
Okay, my bad. I got lost in what y'all was talking about.
seconds, after the Big Bang and beyond is where we can tell what was going on.
Okay, got you.
Everything before that is just like this wall of plasma that we can't see beyond.
Right.
Dude, to address the title, it seems like people don't reject God. They just reject things about God that they're told.
I'm
Like,
sorry,
God
I'd
is
like to share.
this. And then they're like, wait, no, God isn't that. It's something else.
What's an example?
Well, God is Jesus Christ, right? Some people reject that Christ, Jesus, is Lord. Well, that Isa was only a prophet, peace be upon him.
What's
Take my
the
point exactly, right? So God, no one's rejecting God there. They're just rejecting when someone says God is Jesus. They're rejecting a property about God.
and I get that. I get that. Like if I'm like it depends on like what I've been taught, what I've been raised on the part of what I reject or what I take in. But I think it shouldn't be based on personal things. It should be based off what is the evidence that I should reject or what is the evidence that I should accept. What is the reasoning? What is the logic behind all of that? You get what I'm saying? So I think people should lean more on that. Not saying people don't, but I think just a lot of people just accept and reject things based off personal feeling.
I mean,
The reason why I reject things is because I haven't been provided with sufficient reason to think that what they're saying is actually true. That's the sole basis for me rejecting it.
That's what's up. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it's
and people don't realize that there's different types of atheists. So there's resistant non-believers and there's non-resistant non-believers, and for the most part, the non-resistant non-believers, like if you actually presented them with viable evidence, they would be believers. But it's like, and a lot of them actually go, like even myself, we go to the lengths of investigating like much further than even believers do. So it's, I grew up never believing in God, not because I was indoctrinated that way. It just didn't make sense to me. But I sure as hell tried. I tried my best. I did all the stuff I was supposed to do. I read all the books I was supposed to read. I listened to all the freaking radio shows I was supposed to listen to, and it just never worked. And then as I got older, I started investigating even further and looking into other religions and looking into science and looking into everything. And it's just, I just couldn't see any evidence anywhere
What evidence
existence
you
of a
looking for?
creator God.
What
So
type of evidence you looking for?
I don't know.
okay. God creates
That's good.
stuff,
I
right?
mean,
Evidence
if
of that would be watching
yeah,
God create some stuff.
You said
It would
watching.
be like, oh, God's over there. He's standing on a precipice. He uses his hands and his mouth to somehow reorganize molecules. And we can watch this happen over and over. And God's like, hey, come here, watch me make shit from nothing. And then we can observe it. That evidence, that is the evidence.
No, I like
Well,
that.
right.
even
But
then,
The
even
fact
then, I
in
would
and of
be
itself
questioning whether
that
or not I was having a delusion.
Right?
right,
It gets
right,
complicated after that,
fact
but
in
that's a
and of
start.
itself that a God, right, that exists
Mhm.
doesn't make itself known to non-resistant non-believers, doesn't actively like get involved and do anything to address that, is evidence against the presence of a willed God, that wants people to worship it. So, even in and of that, like I said, you can't really eliminate the potential for a deist God, but even if it is that kind of deist God, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't care what we think about it.
Right. That's what it seems like. Because if I'm in the presupposition of, okay, God doesn't care about people knowing Him or things like that, then yeah, it would make sense that everyone isn't going to. You get what I'm saying? Like, so I hear what y'all are saying, but it's not good enough evidence to reject an existence of a God, but it's good theories, like good reasoning. I would give it.
Simply since there is a creation, there must be a creator. God will not come by himself and talk to us, and God will come by himself so we can see him with our own eye. No, but we can conclude that God exists from everything around, respectively to someone who said that everything is based on physics. Well, who created this physics? Even the phone, which is in front of you, which is between your hands, based on physics. And physics who created by a creator, someone who invented this phone. So why you refuse the idea of someone who created the universe? And at the same time, you find so many people that created so many things around us. And they put the system. They just put the system. And everything goes by this system. Simply. So why there is a reject of
Yeah,
God
that's
exists?
just our universe had to be created. We
Right.
have
Yeah.
how a universe can come into existence without it being created. Like that's, it's not necessary.
Which one model?
Exactly. One of the
Like the
examples.
inflationary model,
How it is not necessary? Do you really want to convince me that if I put some letters in a
All of
printer,
those
so it will
models are
create a
wrong.
play by itself, or just by a system? There must be a system, and there is someone who created the system.
It's this
Because
line
this
of
system has been
You're
there for thousands of years,
anthropomorphizing this God.
unmistakable system, and it is very accurate. So there
All
must
of
be
the
someone
things
who
you are
created.
mentioning, we can actually talk to the actual creators of them. We can observe them doing the work. We can
Of
watch that.
course.
There's
Of course.
nothing like that for a creator
So
God.
No,
so
of
so
course.
what you're doing is
Respectively, let me tell you. Let me
you're
tell you
making a
this, please.
fallacious statement. You're making a
Le-
fallacious statement.
It's
It's
not
a
fallacious
composition
statement.
division. It is. It's a composition division fallacy. You're saying that the properties of the parts are also the properties of the whole, and that's a fallacy.
And
Let
on
me
top of
clear.
that,
Let me declare.
this line of
Everything. Well, I will tell you something. Everything is coming
make it quick.
from another thing. For example, this phone and your car and your house and everything are based on even electricity. So this electricity create or caused a creation of so many machines, devices around us. So it is just one matrix or one base or one source, and then everything it came from different branches. Do you know what I mean? So it is all coming from one after all.
So
All this create even us as human beings, billions and billions of people, males and females. And I don't think that there's nothing different. We have been like that for thousands of years. And it, of course, it started by two, Adam and Eve.
okay, so
What are you
this
You're
line
talking
of
just
about?
making
Okay.
claims without actual
Okay.
evidence that
I hear
they're
you.
The
true.
actual evidence is there. Just if you think logically, I will not
Yes,
tell you
you
the
have to
Bible,
think
I will not
very,
tell you
very
the Quran,
logically.
because you will not really
Yes.
believe in these things. But if
Yes, you
you think
cannot
about
read
it
it
logically,
correctly. Yeah, you cannot read it correctly.
and this line of thinking is what led people again to sacrifice their children because they thought that the hurricane gods needed to be appeased, right? Turns out that for hurricanes to happen, all you need is some warm water and the Coriolis effect that comes from the rotation of the earth. And hurricanes happen every couple weeks. I lived in the Caribbean, it happens all the time. And there's no hurricane god on his hurricane computer creating hurricanes, right? It happens because the elements for those hurricanes to happen are there and they just materialize. But back then, people thought it was Zeus and all these other gods, and they killed their children for it to happen. Do you see how this is just dangerous thinking? It's nonsensical.
Yeah, but people since the beginning always had different theories and understandings of God. You know, that's we see that today, we see that back then. That's nothing new. The domain is not a true truth out there that when it comes to a creator, that doesn't mean just because people theorize stuff and it over time it gets debunked. And you know, that doesn't take away the fact that there could be a true creator at all.
Yeah, there could be. Well, I guess there could be, but my argument is that just because something materializes, we can't say, well, that something was created by God, because there's a lot of things that happen in nature that happen spontaneously. And I just gave a random example for hurricanes because
Right.
of yeah, there's no hurricane gods anymore. You only see hurricane gods on Marvel movies now, but people used to actually believe in those gods.
Yeah, facts.
I would say also is just that you can't. I think it's a bad practice to attribute uh, causal things to something without there actually being like proof of that being the case. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't sit here and say like, hey, because everything exists, there must be a God because things wouldn't exist without it. Because you're literally attributing some type of action to something without the proof of the thing that's causing the action. Like you'd be able to come up with anything at that point. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Yeah,
And I think
they're injecting a
go ahead.
presupposition into it. That's yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And I think like all we can do is go what's the best reason and the logic, but to try to prove, I don't think we could prove or disprove when it comes to a God. But I think all we can do is what's the best evidence or reasoning behind is there a creator or not? You get what I'm saying? So yeah.
Well, I mean, just why would you come into this conversation with the assumption that anything was ever created to begin with? That's what I want to know.
Right. Right.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of conflation too. Like I think earlier he was talking about like, creating things. Like there's two senses of the word creation, the way that I understand it. It's like you're taking pre-existing stuff and you're rearranging it, and then you're calling it something new, right? And that's a creation. But it seems like they're conflating that with another form of creation where like there was no things and then there were things, like movie magic. You cut from one still frame to the next and like an object appears out of nowhere. Like that's where my mind goes. Like I'm still trying to understand exactly what that even means.
I have a question. Am I too harsh? Do I need to tone it down? Maybe.
No.
Not gonna happen. I'm just kidding.
I made an offering to the Uber god, and now he's providing me with chilaquiles. So
Hey, I'm gonna go deliver. I'll be back in probably like an hour or something like that.
They're gonna get delivered.
Later on,
No,
Day.
Later, Day.
no one cares, Day. No.
Shut up, Johnny.
And Johnny, no, you are not too harsh. Okay, you're fine. And I'm sorry because I wasn't really at my phone. I see we're kind of dying down right now. Do we have a queue going? Are we just jumping in, or
it's popcorn.
what's the play? Okay.
Popcorn.
Well, let's get pop.
Anybody got a topic?
Bruh.
Why do you reject God? Who in here rejects God?
Dude, if I said God is a woman, people would reject what I said about God, but they might not reject God.
Well, see,
I reject propositions, right? I
That
don't
would be
reject
unfortunate.
like words. It just doesn't make sense.
You know one thing about me. I'm gonna tell you when it comes to beliefs, and a lot of people, insult me for my beliefs. But I think it's important sometimes to understand that everyone's gonna have different views. I think that's the beauty of creation. We all think different. We all whatever different. I think if we was all the same, that'd be pretty fucking boring. I think that we just can share ideas, share our beliefs without trying to be so hard and trying to convince someone why you feel your thinking is right. So, I'm really open to hear, all everyone's perspectives. I know I had to step away. My signal was all jacking up all morning. I just got a lot going on. So, if someone that has already spoken, sorry if you had to repeat yourself, but I would like to hear people's perspectives on the topic if people don't mind kind of spinning the block for me.
I do kind of want to respond to what you said though. Like we do live in a world where we have to share this planet, right? And so since I do take it that you probably believe that your beliefs inform your actions and that your actions have real world consequences, right? So I think it's important that yes, you do want to be able to share ideas. I don't mind ideas that are innocuous. It's the ideas that are not. Those are the ones that I'm concerned about, and those are the ones that I'm going to fight. So.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I think you'll be fighting for a long time. I mean, that's just my thoughts because I think, you have some people that kind of can go, to some people's way of thinking, but I think that you just have to kind of lay it there. Like you have to kind of present it there, say why it is instead of trying to force it on other people. Not saying you're doing that. I'm saying this in general because it kind of makes when we try to convince someone that they're wrong, it kind of makes them go in defense mode, and it kind of stops them from being open to what you're trying to say to them. It automatically puts you in defense mode. If someone says, "Oh, you're wrong because of it," it's going to automatically put the up, and they're not going to be open to hear anything you have to say because they don't have that shield up. You know. So, like I said, when it comes to debating, cool. Hey, I'm all for it. But I think that when you say when we're saying we're going to be fighting, you're going to be fighting for a long damn time. Instead of just letting your beliefs there, letting someone be open to receive it or not, and they might think on it later. It's happened to me. My beliefs have changed on certain things. Not lately, probably not in the last few years. But because I used to convert, I used to be to Christianity. So that it's definitely things that can sway that. But I'm just talking about the importance of trying to fight it and do it. It's going to be a waste. It's going to be you putting up a shield, them putting up a shield. It's going to be war. It's not. I don't really think we get anywhere that way. But that's just my thoughts. I'm not sure what your views are, but I'd be definitely open to hearing them. And yeah, whoever wants to take the mic next is yours.
Well, I would say that these fights have been going on for a long time. Obviously, atheism is kind of like relatively new as far as being in the limelight. We've been having to hide in the shadows, unfortunately, for a long time because. But I don't necessarily go around telling people that they're wrong. I want to understand what they believe and why, and then when they tell me why they believe things, I can discern whether or not their whys are adequate enough for me. I can explain to them why it's not adequate enough to me. I don't necessarily just go around telling people that they're wrong. I think that a lot of what people say are flawed, and I express to them why I think it's flawed, and I don't see a problem with that.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think also stating what you believe is definitely important. Um, so yeah, I totally agree with you. But I think people do, and I just kind of just making conversation and saying, I think, people definitely do. So thank you, Shani. I appreciate you for that. The mic is open for whoever wants to come off next.
Hello, everybody. Hope you're having wonderful time.
Peace,
Hi,
peace.
Felix.
Hello, Majid.
Peace. I would I would just like to say, if you obey the majority of people on this earth, they will definitely lead you out of your own way. This is what happens when you start listening to the majority of people. And that's why, kind of like with Sandra, she's saying, don't force feed people your perspectives. Share, and learn and grow together. We don't have to agree. We don't have to see eye to eye, right? But there's no growth without having a productive conversation. But everybody on this earth, if you go ahead and listen to people, fans, like the crazy thing is this, right? A lot of people have icons and celebrities that they see on the telly. Are those people really people that you want to follow and be like? Do you get my point? Like, people want to be like Diddy and start being like him and hitting on like women? Hell no. Do you get my point? You want to be like this person doing this and turning like to a serial killer? No. So we don't want to like obey the majority, and I feel like it's always the ones that are very unheard and always the smaller groups that I feel like I really pick up a lot from. They have intelligence, they have reason, um, they have intellect, and there's something to engage with and actually take back and learn something from. That's my take on that. But yeah, man, I feel like, as I said, don't listen to the majority of the people on this earth. They're not going to help you. They're not going to take you to whatever people think the guidance is, or this light, this shining, beaming light. That's my take on that.
Let me just make a comment on the title before I have to leave. It's not that the unbelievers reject God. It's that we reject the proposition that a God exists for many reasons, many, evidence and lack of evidence and things. That's what it is. So just to make that distinction, it's not that we're rejecting God. We're rejecting the ideal that a God exists. Anyway, I have to go. I'll see y'all later.
Damn, man, you had to go. I wanted to ask, what's the evidence?
Bye, Johnny.
Anybody get evidence on why you would reject? I don't even understand the context he was coming from, so I'll probably just have to talk to him about it later.
Well, I think that becomes the concept of faith. The concept of faith is evidence in the unseen, things you can't see, and I mean that's just what it is. And people don't have to believe that. We don't have to have faith in that. But faith, it's evidence of the unknown. That's what that is, and that's why it's called having a faith. So when people say, "Oh, you have to have proof of your faith," That's not what faith is.
So I do want to respond to the guy who said, like, why do we reject? Like, what's the evidence for why we reject? So a rejection isn't saying that it's false. That seems to be a common misunderstanding. A rejection is just we're saying, I don't have sufficient reason to think what you're saying is true. I'm not saying it's not true, but I'm just handing it back to you. Just like if you hand in your homework is incomplete, I'm going to give you back your homework and going, this is incomplete. Bring it back to me when you have a complete when you've completed your homework, right? So that's what a rejection is. It's like the gumball analogy, if you've ever heard of it. It's somebody says that there's an even number of gumballs in a jar. You've never seen it. You have no reason to think it's even or odd, and you're just rejecting their claim that it's even. But that doesn't mean that you're saying that it's odd, right? You're just rejecting their claim because you haven't been presented with sufficient reason to think that what they're saying is true, right?
I think when people say proof of that, I mean, and no offense, but I think that's just like, can I say some dumb shit? Because we can't prove what's we can't prove the invisible. We can't prove that. There's no way we're going to be able to prove that to you guys. So I just, the people that say prove God, we can't. It's just the faith in it. You can call Apple all you want to, Rock. I can't stand your ass. And that's just the way it is. So what I'm saying is no, we're gonna be able to prove that. It's not gonna happen. But to demean and insult, not saying you, Sharnita, I'm just talking about certain people like Rock that insult people because of their faith. I think it's very shallow. I think it's very immature. And I think it's crazy. You know, and people don't have the divine right to say, oh, you're this, you're that because of what you believe. You know, some people will say that because you don't believe there's a God, that's crazy. I'm not one of them. I respect anybody's belief. You have the right to do that. You do, because for real, to be honest with you, none of us really fucking know. To be honest with you, we all living up in this motherfucker, just going
Yeah,
through
that's
life.
not true though.
No, don't cut me off, because I don't even like you.
Go ahead,
So you know, we all
You started talking smack on me.
we
So.
all just going. You start talking smack on me. Be quiet. So you know, we all going through this motherfucker, just figuring it out. Everybody figuring it out.
Yeah, I agree
So
with
it's
you.
like we all.
Can she finish? I want to talk after.
I don't need your agree. You got one time to respect me. You done with me anyway. So the thing about it is, you know, it's faith, and that's all. That's all I can say to people the people that want evidence or proof of something that you cannot see, you cannot touch. There's no way to get proof of that. So we just have to deal with. That's the faith. That's what people believe in, and that's just what it is. Take it or leave it.
And I was asking, like, far as
Hold on, I said I'll go after her. Come on,
oh,
man.
I'm sorry, Platinum. I'm going after you.
Oh, it's cool. You can go after me. I just want to address Shonito. One thing I'm going to say is, obviously, we all do share different perspectives. However, the proof and evidence that God does exist is all around us. Undeniable. You could know anybody that denies this fact. I mean, I don't know what to say. You do not revive the dead lands. You do not make the grass grow. You do not make the trees blossom. You do not make nothing in this world. That in itself, for me, is sufficient as a proof that God, right? That there's a governor, right? Higher than humanity that is keeping the world in a functioning order. Rain coming down from the sky. No man creates that water. No man is the one that's giving us water to quench our thirsts. This is God's doing. For me, these are sufficient proofs. However, I can give more. But my question to you, Shonito, I'm not done if you wait. My question to you is, do you have an objective? Because I don't want to hear about your subjective perspective. I mean, I already heard it respectfully. Do you have an like when you say you object to something, do you deny God with an objection, having objective evidence that there is no God? Do you have the ultimate truth? Can you provide the evidence that there is no God to me?
No, I don't make negative existential claims about things I can't investigate. First of all. Second of all, everything you just said was riddled with presuppositions built into it. Like you just shotgun blasted a bunch of points that were just riddled with presuppositions. I don't know where to start.
I do.
Hold on 1 second. Come on, y'all.
You just went for 5 hours, yo.
5 hours, bro. I just spoke. Listen. I spoke for a minute. I let him talk, right? And he's talking about riddles. Again, do you have? Don't beat around the bush. I addressed I addressed you, right? Yes, faith is one of the main things that's aligning with the believers to believe in that there is a God in existence. It comes with faith, absolutely. However, I'm telling you, I see the signs all around me. Do you understand? That's what I see. I see life that's being brought into this world that man cannot create in a woman's womb. You sleep with a woman, that's all you're doing as a man. You're not maintaining that womb. You're not procreating. You're not giving life to that baby in that womb. Do you understand? You're praying that that woman gives birth successfully, that that child comes out here without any deficiencies, that that child is out here in this world, right, to give you as a father the needs that you are inquiring for, which is to have a child that is in good health, right? You have no control. That's my point. All right. So that's not riddles. These are facts.
And I
Hold
would
on.
say,
Let me
Don't
finish.
diminish
Let me
our
finish.
role
Let
as
me finish.
men.
Let
Can
me
I
finish.
Don't
respond?
diminish our
Hold
role.
on. Let me
Don't
finish.
do that,
Let
black
me
man.
finish.
You're
Let's
preaching to us
respect.
now. Can somebody
Yo, yo,
respond?
yo,
That's
yo, yo,
our
yo,
role.
yo, 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 yo. I'm not done. Let me land.
Jesus.
and I
So
was
now my
next after
question
her.
comes back to you again. If you do not have an objective position where you can prove to me the non-existence of God, I'm here to listen, bro. Don't beat behind the bush. Don't talk about riddles. Just answer me directly. That's it.
Okay. So the
Jesus
word riddle,
Christ.
never came out of my mouth. I said riddled with a D at the end. It's a completely different word and it has a completely different meaning to it. Riddled means that it's full of, right? It's another way of saying it's full of. Everything you were saying was full of presuppositions built into it. I never said anything about riddles. That's a completely different word.
Right.
And
And I was
it
going,
was
hold on,
full of.
Rohan, because I was after her.
You supposed?
I,
Okay, I'll go after you, meat. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, and I wanted to Shanita what I was asking because when Johnny left, he said we have we don't believe and we reject the idea because of the evidence. So that's why I was trying to find. I'm like, okay, what evidence? Because what Platinum is saying, I get what she's saying. She's giving evidence for her reasoning on why she believes there's a God. And I when you look at life, we don't move off of proving things. Just like, for example, I can't prove that when I cross the green light that the person on the opposite of the red light is going to stop. I can't prove that. But I move in a way where I put trust and faith based off of evidence, based off of my personal experiences with these things. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I was looking for. Like, what is the evidence that Johnny was? And I may have to talk to Johnny, but I was looking. I don't care about the lack of evidence. Like, I don't care about that. But I want the evidence that backs up that okay, this is why I should reject the guy. That's what I was asking for.
Okay, if I can say one thing really quickly, and I'll answer both. It's take me 30 seconds. Th- this argument we just heard, just to me, is exactly what Shanisha said, full of presuppositions. Because I can get on the mic and say the proof and evidence of Thor or Santa Claus is all around me. I see the signs all around me. You, Shanito, you don't make the grass grow. Santa does. You don't make the rain grow fall. Thor does. No man creates that. It's a weak argument that can be applied to any supernatural being that you want. It's not a strong argument. I'm sorry. It is indeed riddled with presuppositions. And then the idea that you can ask a person for, well, what's the evidence that something doesn't exist? Think of that requirement. That would be like saying, well, there's a invisible unicorn under my bed. It's pink. How and then saying, what's the evidence that you have that my invisible unicorn doesn't exist? I mean, these arguments are not good. I am sorry, and I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. These are very poor
But
arguments.
that was the claim. Somebody claimed that they had the evidence on why they reject God. So that's what I was asking for. But like I said, Johnny will have to because no one on here seems to be able to, and that's good. Like you don't have to. But when he made that claim and that statement, that's what I was looking for. Like, what is that? Because I'm hearing the evidence on the belief in God. I hear it all the time. And then from the atheist part, I hear the lack of evidence, but I don't get the evidence where, okay, why should I just throw out the whole notion that there's not a God or there's not a source of all of this from an intelligent mind? Why should I throw that out? And I don't have no good evidence or good reasoning to do that. Now, I can understand the lack of it, the lack of, well, I'm not going to put my all into believing and walking in that, but I don't hear no good evidence or good reasoning to reject that notion that there is an intelligent mind behind this.
there's no way to provide
So
evidence
I
that
don't
something
think
doesn't
people are trying
exist.
to get you.
Go
I
go
don't
ahead,
think
Shaniqua.
people are trying to get you. I, I don't think people are trying to get you to say that there is no thing of that. What I think people
Mhm.
are trying to get you to do is to ask yourself to so you can question your own belief systems, right?
Right.
Questioning why do you believe what you believe? That's the entire goal here. I don't see anybody telling you that you should, change your beliefs to believe the opposite. What I'm trying to get people to do is to question why they believe what they believe to begin with. That's it.
But I think people question even theists and like. Well, I ain't gonna say I don't know everybody, but the theists and the atheists I talk to, everyone is thinking, everyone is reasoning, everyone is like, no one is just blindly. I'm not saying everybody. I'm not saying everybody, but the ones I'm around, the ones I hear, everyone is moving based off of the evidence, reasoning, and what's logical. And people come to that belief that there's a creator based off of reasoning, based off of logic, based off of evidence. You get what I'm saying? But the atheist side is the lack of there's no evidence, there's no good reasoning, there's no good logical where I should be like, no, there isn't. But I can understand there's lack of evidence where, okay, I don't see God myself with my physical eyes, or there are too many theologies and ideas that people come up with, and that just causes me not to believe. You get what I'm saying? I can understand that, but that's why. So when Johnny made that statement, that's what made me. So I'm not saying y'all made that. Y'all don't have to defend him, but when he made that statement, that we have evidence and things like that. That's why, So that's why I said we can just move on from that because Johnny the one said it.
Yeah, I mean, go for it, Rohan. Go ahead.
No, just real quick. I was going to ask Meek. Meek,
Yes, sir.
again, if I told you again that I had this pink unicorn under my bed, it's invisible, and I talk to her every night,
Mhm.
would you believe that? Yes or no?
Right. No, I agree. That's why I said, Johnny. If are you in agreement with what Johnny said when he said there's evidence on why I rejected God? Roland.
So Rohan, Johnny
He's
never
in
said
one.
that. Johnny said that there's a problem with the question of the room, which I agree with. He says that we don't reject God. We reject the proposition that a God exists. Those were his exact
No,
words.
he said he
And a
did say
rejection,
evidence. I heard him.
yeah, because of the lack of evidence, right?
No, he
The
said no.
rejection
He
of a
said
proposition.
okay. We can move on, bro. Because I heard what he said. He
That's
said
what he
we
said.
have evidence.
That's what he said. He
But
said that we reject the proposition that a God exists, right? That's what he
there's
said.
other ways to run it back, though, Shanito. Right? Like you can also just say, since everything grows itself and babies grow themselves and trees grow themselves, I see that as evidence that no God exists because everything is self-creating. Or you could run it back
Thank you, God.
in like a million other ways. If the logic is that benign, it's honestly just do what you want, right? Just make the God part of the equation, even though, God's stuff isn't this thing you put on a scale or in a jar.
But
Right.
that was the
I
point that I
get
was
what
trying to
you're
make
saying.
Meek on the answer. So Meek didn't
Oh
ask
no,
the
go ahead.
question.
Go ahead, Roland. If you
But
don't, I was just
no,
you go ask your question and then
I,
I'll
I'll I'll
answer.
just make my point and skip the question part. My point
Okay.
was, if I told you or anybody that I had this pink unicorn under my bed that I can speak to telepathically, and it was invisible, and like most people, unless they have like some mental issue or something, they're not going to believe it. But if I kind of like say, you know what? But look at the trees. How would the trees exist otherwise not for my invisible pink unicorn under my bed? That would not be a persuasive argument for anybody. But somehow we get these same arguments from people when it comes to not an invisible unicorn, but when it comes to the invisible God creature or something. And I just want to just point out how weak this stuff is. It's just really bad.
No, that's not.
That's
It's
why I
not.
made the
Hold
joke
on, hold on.
earlier.
Yeah, 1 second, 1 second. I've been listening for a minute. Okay, it's very, very weak, according to you. Can you then give us an objective reasoning? Can you tell us how?
Yes.
Can you tell us the existence of life? Can you tell us how life evolves? Can you tell us how the rain comes down from from the sky? Can you tell?
Yes, I
Hold
Yes.
on,
can.
hold on. 1 second, 1
Yes.
second. One
Yes to
second.
both.
You can.
Yeah.
Okay, so
There are
okay,
scientific
okay.
models for all of these things.
No, that's a lie because scientific models have to use what's already on the planet.
See, that's not fair, dude. You can give the God model, and all we have to do then is say that's a lie. The God model's a lie. Only the scientific model truly explains these phenomena. That's not
Again,
fair.
science. Can I finish?
I'm so confused.
Science, right, can only study what is in their realm of existence. They can only make assumptions of what they think. This is what it means to study science. Okay? Their thoughts. A group of people that come together and say, you know what? We don't really know this, right? But what we're going to say is this because this is what makes sense to us. This is what's logical to us. Again, that is subjective. I need a
No, that's not
subjective
how
truth.
science
Sounds like
works.
faith.
Okay, so show me. Okay, so tell me and show me something from
Clarifying
science.
So
question,
the
Platinum. What?
scientific method
That is an object.
is
Hold on. Can I land?
you
Can I land?
form
Can I land? Can I
a
land? Can I
novel
land?
hypothesis. You form a novel
Cora, can I land?
hypothesis, right? And then you test it.
Okay, so you just want.
You
Okay.
actually try to prove it wrong.
What
and
is
you
being
test
tested,
it
Cora?
over and over and over again.
Cora,
And
what
when
is
you
it that's being
cannot prove
tested?
it wrong, then it becomes a theory.
Cora,
Hey,
what is it
Platinum.
that's tested?
What's the shape of the planet, Platinum?
Cora, what is it that's being tested?
She just asked, can we?
The hypothesis.
How does that become to even get into existence to be tested in the first place?
She just asked, can we?
Oh my goodness.
She just
Hold on,
asked,
hold
can
on,
we
hold on. Cora,
explain
because
the
you know you
rain
got no
in
way out with me. Hold on,
2024?
hold on, hold on, hold on,
In
hold on.
2024, you asked, can
Hold
we explain
on.
the rain?
I'm
Jesus
talking to Cora,
Christ.
respectfully.
You asked me this question at first.
I'm
It's
talking,
crazy.
and now she interjected, so I'm talking to her.
Do you not know what causes the rain?
I'm talking to her. No, I don't need your subjective. Listen, when you have a perspective and a position on something, and you go by the mass of what society
Do
embeds
you
in
really want me to outline the whole
it's
beginning
called
of the universe?
one
It
second.
started with a singularity.
It's called indoctrination. That's what it's called, right? So what I'm saying is very simple. Is there
Hey, Platinum.
something?
What's the shape of the
Oh
planet?
my God. This is how I know y'all's panicking, bro. Y'all's panicking. Y'all scared.
Guess we don't need
Yeah,
God's
you must be.
subjective
That's why you won't let
opinion
me
about
talk.
anything then.
You must be.
I just want to know what you think the shape of the planet is,
Cora. It's
Platinum.
cool. You got it, Cora. You talk your shit, girl. Go ahead.
Yeah, it started with a singularity where all the potentiality and energy of the universe was reduced to a singularly infinitely small eternal point, right? There was a symmetry breaker that caused all of space to inflate, right? It just poof. You get this big area, space, right? And the energy moved out into space from the singularity. It cooled. It was just kind of laying there, kind of rumbling, right? And then suddenly you get another symmetry breaker and it starts forming the forces, the strong force, the weak force, the electromagnetic force, the gravitational force. And the formation of these forces starts bringing fields together to form particles, and the particles come together to form atoms, and the atoms come
No,
together
some cosmic
to
guy
form
cast a spell.
to
No.
form molecules.
No,
One of
a
those
guy said
molecules,
words. He
one of
said
those
magic
molecules
words and
happens
everything
to be
appeared.
water, right?
Christ
And
is
the
king.
collision of all of these atoms in certain cases ignites like nuclear processes that form stars. And the bigger these stars get, and the bigger these objects get in space, where you've got atoms colliding and combining and fissioning together, right? It starts to form big gravitational wells. And then the planets start to form around these gravitational wells, and the galaxies form.
All right.
And then you get in the
No,
far,
super guy cast a
eventually,
spell.
billions of years later, you get in the far-flung arm of a spiral galaxy known as the Milky Way, around a small class, whatever, yellow dwarf sun,
This is
the
why y'all
class
atheists
M
don't know.
planet that happens to have the conditions, the water and the oxygen and a puddle that, and some lightning. And after millions and billions of lightning strikes start to form, and these polymers line up in a double bubble, and the double
Can you
bubble
prove
allows
anything you
for the
say,
protocell walls to
legendary
form.
lady?
This is
Can you
called
prove it?
abiogenesis,
Hold on.
right?
Bro, hey,
And
you got
eventually
no faith.
No, hold on.
eventually
Hold on.
These proto cells start replicating. This is life.
Hold
And
on,
then
Corey.
through
You're saying
all
a
these
lot.
processes of evolution, you get prokaryotic cells, you get eukaryotic cells, and eventually you get frickin' plants and animals and all this stuff, and it just goes on and on.
Right.
And eventually you get
You know,
primates, then you get
That
the
was
great
worse than a
apes.
creation theory. I'd
hold
rather
on,
go with
look,
That's not
primate
that's
than
not an explanation. An
that's
I would
explanation
rather
often
go with
comes from
God just
words.
made it with a
Yeah.
spell. Yeah, I
But
agree
I'm
with
just
that,
saying we have
actually.
models for all these things.
so a whole bunch of there's so many steps in between that you guys
that's why I
couldn't
wanted her
explain.
to
So you just
slow
strung
down.
together a whole bunch of other bullshit
What are you
theories
talking
and
about?
said that this right here is what it is. The dumbest shit I ever heard. That's why scientists sound like
There
idiots
are
sometimes.
tens of thousands of people on the planet that specialize in just
Scientists
outlining all
sound
the
dumb as shit
individual steps
sometimes. You
of
guys
it.
sound just as
I'm
bad as
just
the
telling the
believers. You
big,
guys are
broad,
supposedly
abridged version of it.
You guys
You know
have,
what?
But
there's no
Uncle,
way you can step
which
by
point
step
was
prove
bullshit? You
everything
gotta
you
be
said.
specific.
Y'all
Prove
started
it
you.
beyond a reasonable doubt. Prove
Prove
it.
which
There's no way you can
one,
prove that.
Uncle.
Nothing what you said can be
Prove which
proven.
one.
You know what's
You
funny?
gotta be
Have
specific.
faith. You gotta have faith in the science to be able to have faith in the bullshit theory that you just presented.
We can
Or
actually see stars.
hypothesis. You gotta have
We
faith.
can actually see stars
You
being
guys are
born right now. We can
crazy
actually
people.
still see stars being born right now.
Yeah.
Just
No,
because you don't know the science, you don't have
Absolute crazy people, though.
we can
no,
still see
what she,
stars being born right now.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that,
that's
There's a
true.
new
Yeah, that's
star
good.
forming like in
Right. Show me a
December. It'll
star
be
being born
visible in
right
the
now.
east.
bro, you see what I'm
Dude,
talking
are
about?
you a retard,
This is
dude?
a level of
You
No,
have
no,
to
no. Show me
watch through
the
a
process of a
telescope.
star being born right now. Show me the whole
Are
process.
you literally this dense?
Show me a video of a star being fucking born,
Why do
bro.
you guys
Show
pretend
me,
to be
show me
so
it.
like ignorant?
Or did you guys have to read this in a book written by a man?
Hold on, Uncle.
You can watch it. You
Oh, I
just
thought you
have
don't
to
like books.
keep
Uncle
a
done lost
journal and
his
use a
shit, bro.
telescope,
Books
dude.
written by men were
Hey,
fallible.
bro, you gotta
tell-
stop hanging out with them flat earthers,
Take a
bro.
bunch of
They
pictures
fuck
over
your
a
head
long
up.
period of
Bro,
time.
a telescope is like $900, bro. You can solve yourself this embarrassment. Jesus
Yeah, what
Christ.
she's
Don't
saying
bother.
is
It
not
doesn't matter.
totally.
Just enjoy that you know it and he doesn't, right? Like look at the
Yeah.
sky, go touch grass and literally look at the stars once in
Can
a while.
scientists
Stuff is
explain what
changing up
created
there all the
anything?
time.
Hold on,
Can
what she's
scientists
saying
or
is
men
not
create any
totally
life?
off the wall. Because like that's a science that is a scientific explanation. And you can there's good evidence bagging up, but it's that still doesn't it doesn't answer a lot of things. What science is not claiming to
What
answer.
doesn't it answer, Meek?
No, hold on, get what I'm
What?
saying.
It doesn't need
Science,
to. Like
hold on,
don't let him
that's Kyle.
trap
That's
you like
exactly
that.
why
Like it's
hold
okay
on.
to
If
just be
y'all
like,
to
I don't
listen,
know, man.
right.
Not to
That's
just
Well, which
cash in on,
scientist?
well,
Which
God did
hold
it
on,
scientist
by
Kyle,
agrees with
speaking
theory?
some magic words. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
let me
less
finish
risky
because
to
I'm
just say,
agreeing.
I
Which
don't
scientist
know.
agrees with theory?
Right.
Which
I'm agreeing
scientist?
with
Name
what
them.
you're saying, Kyle. So basically, science is not trying to answer anything. They're giving explanation off of what we can observe, what we can see, what
It's
is
just
repeatable.
trying to make predictions
It's
so
not
we can
true at
make
all,
Exactly.
Meek.
the
That's
bridge
not how
not
science works.
collapse.
Like part of
Like
it, yeah, you see something happen and you be like, okay, well, how do I explain it? But the other part is make predictions so that you can be like, okay, well, if this theory that I just constructed is true, then
Right.
this and this and this and this and this should also be true.
And then
No,
also,
Like that's
they're
probably
not
the biggest
claiming
part of
that though.
science.
bro,
Science is not
we're talking
claiming
to
that.
people that don't know how the brain works, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that shit
Well,
was
it's
wild. I ain't
fair.
gonna hold you, bro.
that's not
Matt,
fair,
you
though. I
can't
mean,
She's
2024.
explain
like,
experiments.
how
come
does the
on,
rain fall?
man.
But no, but
She
science is
knows,
not.
dude.
But that's why I said I
Science.
agree with you, Kyle. Like it's not trying to make a truth statement. It's giving an explanation off of what we can observe, but it's not saying okay, this is 100% on okay, the universe was eternal or the universe was created or things like that because science can't go back that far yet. So what
That's
they're
not even
saying,
the reason why, though, Meek. The reason why is because science doesn't make 100% absolute statements in general.
that's
It
what I was.
always
Which
leaves
is
the
in line with the
possibility for
structure of the
something to be
universe.
wrong.
Doesn't
That's what
bother
I'm saying,
me. It just
bro.
as long
Actually,
as it's
not being
useful for a
not
little
being
while, it's
able to make
fine.
Y'all
hundred
just like
percent,
arguing. We
not
saying the
being
same thing.
not being able to say
We're
something
not.
is 100% certain is actually in line with the structure of the universe. The universe came from chaotic action. So you
Can you
can
prove that,
never,
Will?
Yeah, can you
ever,
prove that it
ever
came from
have anything
chaos?
No,
be
she's not going to be
100%
able to
certain.
prove that. She
Can't
can't.
prove
You
That's
that it
think
that's
the
came
the
from
thing.
cosmic
chaos. It seems
microwave
like the order,
background
the
is,
universe is very
bro?
orderly.
It's
Everything's
not
Bro,
exactly where it's
is.
supposed to be.
What are you talking about? How do you even substantiate that claim, Unc? How? That everything is
You guys
exactly
are
what it's
nut
supposed to be.
jobs. You're like Harry
Like
Potter
that
and
doesn't
stuff
even
like
make
that.
sense to
That's your
say.
problem.
So
And
most of the stuff
number
you're talking
two,
about, you
the
can't
whole
prove it.
the
That's the
whole
problem
the
with
whole
atheists.
cosmic microwave background, bro, is
What is
showing.
what is the cosmic
You know,
microwave? Go on.
Midas. I was actually about to explain it, bro. I was literally about
Okay,
to explain it.
thanks for not explaining it then, because it sounds really
What?
stupid. It sounds really
He's
stupid.
going to explain it from
Yo!
his scientific, religious perspective. Go ahead. Your religion is science, and I would love to hear your religious
And there's
version
nothing
of it.
wrong
Go
with
ahead.
that, Kirko. So go ahead with
All
your
right, here we
religious
go,
thing.
bro.
There's nothing wrong with it.
So, as Cora was mentioning earlier, after this inflation period, there was the creation of atoms. So at some point when things are too hot, it's too hot for I guess how to put it. The subatomic particles that make up atoms would be too energetic in order to form atoms. So as that cools, you would imagine the first thing that would be formed would be hydrogen, which is just really a proton.
Okay.
Do you realize you just pointed back to the Bible just now? Atoms.
Hold on.
Atoms were created,
Oh
right?
Lord
What is
Jesus,
Adam?
bro.
Wait, what is Adam? Who is Adam?
Okay. Do you want me to finish the explanation, or do you want to just keep
No,
interjecting?
you good, Kirko. What you?
Are you literally
He heard a
conflating
word.
ATOM with ATAM?
Right?
Yeah, he
Or
heard
it's
a
just
word that
hilarious.
sounded familiar,
Anyways,
and he was like, "I heard that before one time. That
anyways,
sounds like a guy I know from a book named
Hold on,
Adam."
Kirko. Look.
Whoa, nice work,
We're
brother.
using English
but
terms.
because of the
Yo, listen, we gotta let the newcomers on the stage talk, like respectfully. Yeah, so God have
do I
mercy.
finish or do I not finish?
No, hold on. I mean, y'all's been talking for a minute. We got newcomers, we got Miras, there's a few people on the stage. You want to say something, Miras?
I was like in the middle of.
Thank you so
Okay,
much,
you got it,
Platinum Lady.
man.
You always on
Yeah.
point. I love
But
your
you're
sister.
welcome, darling. Go ahead.
Much respect. Much respect to the talking apes as usual. I love these debates. I find that atheism is based off of, like, believe me, bro. And they give you this whole story whereby you're supposed to believe it. But once you start checking the scientists, I mean, Einstein, he just got disputed within the theory of relativity. And Einstein also disputed Newton. So that got thrown out. So nothing they have, none of their scientists are sticking on their side right now. Now we have a billionaire who pops his head out of a box and says, I'm seeing the earth. And these people think we're supposed to believe this trash. And I feel that they're stuck within the Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter kind of mindset. But anything they say usually goes back to the concept of a higher being, because if they can't have a scientist, or man can't create life, then it has to be a higher power than man that creates life, no matter what you want to call it. Right? They might try to have their little theories. They can't prove their theories, therefore they're irrelevant. So whatever creates life is greater than man. They can't get away from it. Therefore, they're not even atheists. They're just frauds. Bunch of Harry Potter weirdos. God bless you.
Damn.
So I just got cut off for that dumb shit. That's crazy.
Hey, bro, I love when people that are religious, they want to say Harry Potter stuff, and in the same breath read the Bible and believe everything the book says, bro. That's the crazy part. I just talked to this dude that told me that there was a talking donkey on the Bible arguing with a man, and he won the argument. I swear to God, this just happened
We
like
have
a couple
2,000
hours
years of
ago.
scholarship,
And
and you have
and then in the
150
same
years.
breath, they tell you,
You have
y'all believe in Harry
150
Potter
years.
stuff, and y'all sit here and talk about a talking donkey talking to a man because he was hitting him, and the donkey spoke, and the angel had to break up the fight. I never in my life heard this more stupidest shit I heard in my life until today.
Not to mention a fucking burning bush. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
You know,
Bushes make sense. We've
dude,
seen fires before.
you know what's ultra funny
A
about
talking
Harry
burning
Potter?
bush. Stop.
The
We've seen
prophet of
fires
Harry
before. We've
Potter,
seen bushes on
J.K.
fire before.
Rowling.
All right, you could die on that hill, bro.
That makes
the
more sense than half
prophet,
of the bullshit theories you guys conjure up.
the prophet,
let
J.K.
this
Rowling,
plant
peace
with
be
no
upon
mouth
her,
just start talking and saying audible words. Wow.
is
Says,
attacking Abrahamic faith, dude. She's literally attacking it with Harry Potter.
Sorry, guys. This is
Platinum, can I go
exactly
next?
what you guys are doing. Everything he just said was spot on. That's what you guys are doing. So
bias,
it's kind of
Platinum.
Said a lot
That's
of
called
stuff
a
that was
bias.
completely inaccurate.
I mean, I'm talking. Thank you. Now, it's rather cute that you're trying to project your feelings over to others and laughing amongst each other as though that you have the truth when we know you don't. You're very confused.
Wait,
Well,
mute
I
the
was
room,
cut
more
off
hypocrite.
because I was cut off
we
because you didn't
you're
want to hear me
confused.
finish.
We know you're confused. We know that you have no objective truth, right? You just have guesses. Your whole life is based
Right, and
on
you have room muting.
And we call that a projection, Platinum.
That's
no,
cool, dude.
it is.
Really cool.
I'll tell you why it is.
Yeah, because a theory is
Hold
just a
on,
guess,
hold on.
guys.
I'll
That's
tell
what
you
a
why it is.
theory is.
I'll
It's just a
tell you why.
guess.
Let me teach
Yeah,
you
it's
what
not
it
something
is.
that's been tested and
Let me.
over and
That's
over
also
again
I
and
mean,
wrong,
always
Shanito.
okay,
been
this is why I
proven
got
to be an
people.
Just
accurate model.
fucking mute the room, Platinum. What are you
I
waiting
don't respect
for?
that. I don't respect
Clutch that mute button.
I don't respect that. So what I'm saying with all due, and by the way, Cora, when you're talking, I don't interrupt. Have the same courtesy. Yeah? Have
What
some
you didn't
self-respect.
you didn't say that when Midas was
Just
interrupting me,
mute
Platinum?
the
Where was the
Hold on,
courtesy
y'all.
All
at?
right,
Y'all
all right, be
doing
a
too
woman. All right.
much.
So the point is very simple. He stated what he feels and believes, right? You guys have been waffling about what you guys believe, right? So we can all say this is very subjective on every part, right?
False.
Hold on. No, it is. It is. It is. It is. But when he spoke, y'all's coming off the mic laughing. Haha. Did y'all really mute me just so he can say that? Yeah. Why are you projecting? Because when you be talking, that's how I feel. When you be rambling and talking shit and you don't even know science like that because you can't even define science like that, I'm
Would
laughing
you
at
like
you.
to
But
substantiate
I
that?
don't come off. Hold on. I'm not, bro. I'm nearly done, right? Then y'all got it, right? But my point is, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing because you're going to be quick to criticize one's position, yet you don't even have a position. You a lost soul. You
I
got
was
no.
like in the middle of my
Please stop
position and you made me
interrupting
stop.
her, please.
Okay. All right. Oh, was
I
that
mean,
fine?
it's what
No,
Midas
no,
did,
no,
and I
no,
got cut
no,
off,
no,
bro.
no,
Like,
no,
what you
it's not
want?
all right.
Cora, but go ahead.
No,
You
it's
got it.
not.
I
No,
like
it's
how
not
she
all right.
downplayed not having a position.
I'm sorry, but no, I was saying no, it's not all right. If we're gonna have decorum, we're gonna have a discussion. Especially when Ahmad is speaking, we gotta yield to that, period. And like I said last night, I don't know who I was here, but and I say this with the most sincerity. If anyone in this room has some type of mental disorder or mental illness, like impulsiveness or anything like that, this may not be the conversation for you. I am not trying to be funny. I'm not. What I am saying is, if you do have some type of disorder, you don't have to disclose it to us. But I would ask, for the sake of this conversation, if you haven't like taken medication or anything, or if you needing a refill of medication, if you can go into the audience so that we can have a civil conversation. Now, if you do have a mental disorder, that's definitely understandable, but this conversation just may not be for you. So if no one on this stage has some kind of mental disability or mental disorder or diagnosis, I would ask that we conduct ourselves and stop being so impulsive and let's just have a discussion.
Appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
So I want to get back to the foundation of, okay, an intelligent mind behind this. And I don't care about the Harry Potter, the theory, all it is. What I want to see which evidence holds more weight when it comes to, is there intelligent mind behind this or is it? When we look at our universe, when we see everything around us, what is evidence? What holds more weight on? Should I look at it as a intelligent mind behind this or not? You get what I'm saying? Can we stick to that foundation and can we give good evidence on why we think there's an intelligent mind or why we think there isn't? Evidence only, not ridicule, not insults, not all that other bull. Can we stay with that? I'm asking.
I can answer that, Meek. So
Appreciate it.
what Midas was saying was like really super inaccurate representation of the way scientific theories work and scientific modeling. And by the way, general relativity is still in full force. It explains a lot of things, including time dilation and gravitational, phenomena, etc. So I don't know where you're getting that Einstein was proved wrong. Newtonian physics still gets used generally in engineering because it works at a certain scale, right? It's just when you change scale, when you get down to the quantum level, which is like subatomic particles, then you have to change the tool that you're using. That's all. General relativity is for big cosmological things, right? And quantum is for tiny, 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 tiny things. And Newtonian physics is for setting up Rube Goldberg machines or fixing combustion engines, etc. It all works. So it's just that they're refinements of models at scale. And that's how that works. Now, saying a scientific theory hasn't been proven is an oxymoron, right? There's there's no proof in science in the first place. There's only level of certainty of predictive modeling, right? Now, a scientific theory has the highest level of certainty in the predictive model because it's been tested over and over and over again and shown to work. So if something's a theory in science, it's not the colloquial version of a theory. It means it works almost all the time. In fact, we haven't found a time when it hasn't worked yet. But we're not going to say 100% because we're constantly testing it, trying to break it. That's what they do with theories. They want to break them so they can refine them more accurate. This is how science works. Now, we have models for everything going back to the beginning of time, the beginning of space. And never, ever, ever have we replaced a scientific model with God. It just gets replaced with a more refined scientific model. So the rational inference there is you're never going to replace science with God.
Yeah, but science doesn't answer the presuppositional questions that I have. That what created all this stuff to begin with?
Yeah, they don't have models for everything, and there is the plausibility of contamination or corruption in both aspects, science or religion. The Yale University board, uh, we were discussing that a couple weeks back as far as the corruption within academia, and there's plausible corruption within religion as well. So nothing is perfect. We need to stop attacking each other on that and see what benefits can be used from either side. Yeah, that's it.
I just want anything. I think the difference is that science really objectively works, right? We're having this conversation right now where parts of this conversation are happening at the speed of light through optic cables. That's why I can be in Australia and talk to some person in New York in real time, right? And there's nobody saying, you know what, when they leave this scientific conversation built upon Clubhouse and Bluetooth and batteries and internet technology and satellites and all the scientific stuff that went into this conversation happening, nobody's saying, well, let me go have my telepathic group chat. That doesn't happen because those things have not been demonstrated to be true. And I just want to make that juxtaposition. Like not too long ago, if we got a cavity, we died. Now if we get a cavity, we're straight in like in like 30 minutes. So I don't want to make it seem like there's equal ground because science demonstrably works.
No, I'll agree with you, Royan. But what I'm saying is the religious communities and that aspect of it might be able to bring some kind of irrational, out of the box thinking that could be uh, brought over into science and made into a reality. Because there's a certain aspect of science that well, each aspect has their limitation, but I think that there's more creativity on the spiritual, esoteric, all that crap, that side of it, because they're more open to unprovable uh, um, and non-explainable aspects of life to try to understand it. Now, if you carry that into science, then you might be able to explain some things and make breakthroughs and stuff like that. But both sides have their benefits. I just say that if you take the benefits of both of them and use every tool in the box, and in the spiritual or religious community, they do represent certain tools. So if you're really trying to get into repairing or fixing or understanding a thing, you got to use every tool possible with no bias if you really want to make if you want to be innovative.
Back.
But that's the
So,
issue.
I
Oh,
mean,
my bad.
one good example of this, and this actually does happen, Stu. So, when I say that scientific models just get replaced with more scientific models, when we first started doing science, the models we were using were religious models, right? And throughout the world, I think people actually, and I think a lot of people actually with a relative amount of accuracy, but not the amount of accuracy that you could achieve with scientific, testing and modeling. Um, actually made intuitive predictions about how things really work. Like one good example is like the Hindus saying that there's a dance of Shiva that sustains the universe, right? And it literally in the descriptions, the Vedas, it sounds like they're describing you know, decay and building of matter over and over again. This is literally how the universe works. It's just not modeled to the level of accuracy that science does. So we can look at these things, and we can look at the usefulness of science in, I mean, of religion in the health of the human psyche. You know, science actually acknowledges that. Behavioral sciences do. You know,
Mhm.
a lot of people will say religion is a useful fiction sometimes, you know, and it can be. It creates, you know, group social cohesion, which is good for human beings. We're social animals. So all of these things, is nobody's saying there's no place for religion. It's just recognize what it does and what the limitations are. Um, of it, you know, I meditate, I do Buddhist meditation. That's my practice, right? But you know, it doesn't, the thing about Buddhism is that it works psychologically for me, right? It's a model where I can look at the world and give meaning to things, but it doesn't require God in and of that. So
Right.
you know, that's, and I find that quite useful. So yeah.
I was gonna say, to go back to the point with Stu, I understand, because with science, from my understanding of it and study of it, it's not answering the questions that a lot of us have in life. What is the meaning? What is the purpose? What happens when we die? What was before? It doesn't answer that. What science is doing, it's giving explanation on how the universe works. It's giving theories on, okay, well, since we see this, then this could have happened before. This could have happened. That's what it's doing. Now, when you get in the realm of philosophy, philosophy is philosophizing, or when you get in a religion, they're giving an understanding on deeper things, on why the world is, what is the meaning of life, what is hereafter. That's what. So when you use both tools, but you don't subject yourself to both tools, don't put your all into science, or don't put your all into religion. Use the tools that it's giving, and then look at reality and your experience, and go from there. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I think, you can't have a dogmatic view on, oh, if science doesn't explain it, then it's not that, or if religion doesn't explain, that's not. No, religion has its why it does what it does. Science has why it does what it does. But when you go outside the realm of science and religion, and you look at things from outside the box, then you're going to find that there are different things other than religion and science that you can base your reality off of, and things
You
like
gotta thank religion for science. You feel me? 100%.
that. Now you're gonna
Without
get
it,
the
there would be no
backlash
science.
on
You feel me?
that.
You
Hey,
better
science is
praise
good
God that there's
now.
science, right?
So I think
Well,
the
yeah, that's what
innately
Corey was just saying,
Science
that the fact
abrogates
that
Yeah,
religion.
I ran a whole room title on that like a week ago.
no, Corey
so I
didn't
When
rant.
think
you pass
Clever.
the torch, right? It's funny.
Clever, dude.
So religion passed the torch of reason to science. That's what the problem is.
They didn't pass the torch of
People
reason.
are
It's just
still
that
holding the
scientists
torch of
decided that
religion.
they weren't happy enough with just the acceptance of God, and they wanted to.
Religion.
They wanted to set out to prove something. They had a life
Religion
mission
changed.
but
and said, "Hey,
that's not
let's prove
Science
these
true
things
though.
Set
right, or
out to
let's prove
prove
these things wrong."
things,
Did
right?
religion
Parents
change
Instead
people
of
what
just
just
science
believe.
believing
established?
whatever.
Hey, what
Interesting.
Mike
That's all.
And
was
now
speaking
You
modern
want to know
about?
people
an
who call
example?
themselves scientists,
You want to know an
instead
example?
of having Prophet Moses and
Doesn't really make sense though,
makes total
because
sense.
innately
Because Kirk,
hold,
let me ask you a question though. Let me ask you a
okay,
question. What
But
scientific?
you
Well,
have
no,
to
no, no.
have an
Let me ask you a
answer.
question though. Let me ask you a question, and then
I'm listening.
this how it's gonna make sense, right? This
Uh-huh.
how it's gonna make sense. Right? Let me ask you one question, right? What scientific principles have you created in your lifetime?
None.
Well, okay, then. So you believe in the scientific principles of your prophets, correct?
I don't believe in shit actually.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
great then. So it makes total
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, it's
hold on.
exactly the same, dude.
Can I get back to what I was
It's
about to say
better.
though? Now that you've asked your question. So the reason why it doesn't make sense to me is that when it comes to science, there's a mode at which you use to prove the things that you say. And if that mode then falls short, then that scientific principle fails. It can only be used for what it can be used for.
Religion
But
doesn't
outside
have to
that,
do shit to satisfy you. That's the cool
well,
thing about being religious.
That's
That's
why
the cool
it
thing
doesn't.
about God.
Right, there's no
God doesn't have to satisfy your need to know.
Very obvious.
You feel me? God does not have to go by your rules of understanding.
That's very
That's
obvious.
the cool part
I
about
never
it.
stated that it did.
So stop questioning shit that's beyond your understanding.
That's why we don't expect anything
Hold up, bro.
from it.
Hold up, bro. Am I ever gonna be able to land this plane, bro? Because I feel like every time I get on the mic, I be trying to get the shit off.
Shut up. You guys act like I've been on this mic just talking the whole goddamn
I'm not
time.
just saying
Shut
you,
up.
bro.
I've been
I'm
listening
just
to you
trying to get this
motherfuckers
shit
for
off.
hours and haven't said shit. Shut
Bro, I
up.
ain't even
Y'all,
been in this
y'all always
room for
bitch and
hours,
complain
bro.
when I get on the mic. Take a little
Bro,
girly
I
shit
was
elsewhere.
bitching at fucking Midas earlier.
Yeah, you
Like, this
bitching
is
and
not
complaining
just a
whenever
you
I say
thing.
3 words. Shut up.
Oh my god.
Big little crybabies every time I get on the mic.
I'm just trying to land this shit so it
Who's
gets to every
shut up,
fucking
little
person.
girly men.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Man,
You want
I
us
hate
to
when niggas
extend
act
you
like
the
bitches,
runway to
bro.
land your
Like,
plane,
hold
but
up,
you've been
bro.
cutting people off in every fucking conversation that you. Hey,
I
Uncle
cut
was
people
just
off.
off mic.
I was
You
just
cut
waiting
Uncle
until
off.
they ended.
No, Uncle wasn't even done, and you cut him off. That's why we're not extending you a fucking runway to land your plane, bro. If you want something, give it, and you'll see how that works out for you.
I was
To be clear, I was the one
Tell us
interrupting.
about the great men before you and what they discovered that you accept.
But it's just me.
Yeah, it was mostly me.
Where's that energy?
Oh, you guys are fucking middle schoolers. It wasn't me. No, it was me too.
No, I'm admitting I interrupted you a number of times. Yeah.
And it wasn't me. I was quiet. The one time I came off mic, I apologized and went back on mute. But that's cool. I'm trying to follow the rules of y'all fucking room, but I see y'all acting like bitches today. So y'all got it, bro.
Shut up, you little crybaby. Go study your God's philosophy. What prophet you gonna study today? Einstein, Newton. Which prophet are you on today?
Yeah,
somebody greater than you that you're
bro.
Somebody greater than you came up with these concepts, and all you did instead of going out there and trying to be great yourself, just accepted another man's greatness. So go live in someone else's shadow.
That's the weird part.
Car.
You're using
You don't know what the fuck I believe in, bro.
No issue.
He's
you buy a phone or some shit too, bro?
Hey, Sandra,
You
what you gonna do about this?
Kirko, using science and shit. You don't even
He's
know.
using an iPhone now as a result of
your
about
prophet.
Your prophet Einstein. Go ahead. Science is such a loser. You guys are such losers that you guys had to include everything in the science.
Yeah, dude.
You guys started calling everything science.
Loser is the person who doesn't
You want to know the cool part about it? Here's the cool part about it, right?
Shit.
Yeah.
Alexander Graham Bell didn't invent the fucking telephone because he believed in the pursuits of science. He did so because he had deaf sister and mother, right? So therefore, he was curious about sound and how it worked. He did that because he had a personal reason for it. But then you guys called him a scientist posthumously.
Who the fuck did you learn that stuff, bro? Yeah, Platinum. Uncle is having that impulsive thing you talked about. Yeah, Platinum. Uncle is having that impulsive thing you talked about.
Fucking thought process that don't make sense, bro.
It's one person, Phoenix. Y'all is impulsive. You can't handle
I'm impulsive. This is wild.
No, actually, Uncle is very impulsive.
His name's Uncle Ruckus.
I don't think he's being impulsive.
I
I
have
think
impulsive
dressing points that you guys are unable to handle.
It's already, but
you start shouting, screaming, getting obnoxious because you got no answers for the man.
it's already
No,
he was shouting.
Talk your shit. Could you be?
He hasn't even
He
asked
was
a question.
shouting.
It's already
This is
bad
worse than a
argument.
kindergarten
We can all agree that Uncle is the ultimate antagonist. He is, bro. You got to give him his flowers on that, bro. Because when he comes off mic, he stirs the pot, gets critical thinking going on. That's a benefit. That's a positivity of being the ultimate antagonist. Let's give Uncle his flowers.
Name's Uncle Ruckus.
The ultimate
I mean, I
antagonist.
But y'all
agree
be
with
throwing
Uncle
me out saying
Ruckus,
that.
but I'm not
But
sure
it's,
why
Y'all
we
it's
throw
should.
such,
me out when it's
when this
time
shit
like
comes
that.
off,
Y'all
we
get
hear
rid of me
People
talking
should
about
not
I don't know what
revere
I'm talking about.
prophets from the
we hear a lot
past.
of bad arguments. Uncle didn't even know that stars are still forming right now.
How
Right?
can you get spiritual edification
We're
and no
talking
one
people
is
that are
really
scientific
listening to
Like
what's being
Isaac
said.
Newton. People should reject Isaac Newton, the prophet, since he's old.
What do age have to do with the
Ancient
kingdom of God?
person who wrote
Look,
down their
both for the
subjective
old as well as for the
opinions
young.
should be
Y'all
rejected.
make excuses to be assholes.
I mean, I just
Mando,
asked this one question as well. Is Nostradamus like one of y'all's prophets? I'm just curious.
Nostradamus is not a scientist. It's
It-
something that you
It's
would call
crazy
Just
because like
reject
Hey,
all
that's
Y'all
that's
make
two
past.
excuses
times
hold
to
I
be
tried to get some
on,
shit
assholes.
off,
hold
and
on.
y'all
None
just
of
went
y'all
right
doing
past
what's
it.
right by
Ain't no
God,
mind
yet
like,
you can
hey,
sit up here and
Kirko, you
tell
can go
somebody
ahead and
they
land your
ain't doing
plane.
right.
This some
Prophecy.
Y'all
bullshit, bro.
hypocrites.
Okay, hold on.
What the HE double hockey sticks is going on here? My goodness, I can't hear what y'all saying.
We're hearing a bunch of anti-scientific arguments.
I can hear you.
People talking about Nostradamus, so that if he has testable scientific theories for any of his work. We're hearing people that don't know that stars are still being
You
formed.
sound a bit
We're
good.
hearing people that don't realize that at one point leprosy used to be a curse, and we would put people to die on a leprosy island, and
Of course,
now
that's
you can
fake.
go down to CVS and cure it in like 3 weeks,
Notice
and
how
you're
they put
back to
that.
work. These
Yeah,
folks
that's
just
so
live in
weak.
Narnia.
So
You live
cute.
in
Who
Narnia.
cares?
Very
Like, let
simple
people
question. I
think how
said, is
they think.
Nostradamus one of y'all prophets? Like, you just had to say no.
There's no
No,
scientific. There's no
motherfucker.
prophets.
Oh, can I
There's
finish?
evidence. There's
Yo, can I
papers.
finish?
You can. Well, I thought it
Now
was a
we don't need
question.
the emo. Can
Can
I?
you let us know when you land so we don't interrupt?
Yeah, of course. Cause I ain't gotta
Respect.
mute y'all. Like, I'll just, if I have to raise my voice, so be it done, bruh. What I'm saying is very simple. If that's one of your prophets, make it known. If it's not, don't ever try to play with it. Right? Why? He made prophecies that science until today clarifies and actually points at.
Prove one.
Prophecies.
What
Your
does that even?
scientists.
Prove
Okay,
one.
don't make me have to embarrass you because I'm gonna
Drop
put
the
this shit.
scientific paper.
I'm gonna put this shit in the link. Listen, bro. Listen.
It's gonna be from
Again, if
lizardpeople.net.
that's not one of your
Bitch,
prophets,
you.
hold on.
Bro.
God, why they still talking and yapping, bro? If he's not one of your prophets, just say no, he's not. He's just an ordinary, just a normal man. And I'll say, okay, you know what? Cool, say less. I'm not here to debate shit. Your whole science method is based on what is in nature, in humanity. Science has nothing to investigate and even call themselves scientists without physical approach to investigate something already in existence. Do y'all need
Excellent.
help or something?
Excellent work, Pat.
Y'all
You're
dumb
so
and
good at this
goofy or
shit.
something?
Clap it up.
You are
Clap
so
it up.
fucking
She
good
Y'all
at
need
said
this.
some
help?
words.
What
Keep
the
it up.
hell?
Clap it the
Keep
fuck
it
Y'all
up.
up.
need help? I mean, I didn't even clap.
You
Like,
don't even know how rain
clap
works in
for your mama,
2024.
bruh. Clap for your mama. Twerk, furthermore.
So what's the point of
How
that
does
Twerk for
rain
your
statement?
work?
mama, nigga. Like, don't ever try to clap like that at me, bruh.
How
Wait,
Like,
does
you
rain
see,
work?
hold up.
hold
Platinum,
on.
I got a
See y'all,
question.
right?
Damn.
You
Is
think
it
an African queen
is
like
it
myself
Zeus?
is some white bitch. Bro,
Cousin
like,
ass.
y'all don't know me, right? That's what I'm
How does
saying to you.
rain work? Is
Respect
it
yourself.
Thor?
Don't listen. You a white boy. I can hear it in your fucking tone.
Wait, am I a
Respect
white boy
yourself.
too? Yo, Platinum, am
Respect
I a white boy?
yourself. Don't make me bring out the ape side out of me.
Oh
I
no,
How does
y'all
tried
rain
to
work?
I
relax.
just want to know if I'm a
Y'all
hide
white boy.
that
relax.
within myself.
Oh, this
Don't
isn't
let
the
it
ape
out.
side of you? I thought
Oh
this
yeah.
was already.
Oh yeah. This is the
Gorilla
talking
titty
ape,
ass.
homeboy.
What,
It's the
haven't
Is
you
that
talking
been
how
doing
ape,
the
rain
ape
works?
thing the
homeboy.
whole time?
Homeboy. Yeah. It's
How does
inside
Yeah.
of me.
rain work?
Why
It's
you sound
inside.
European as
So
fuck,
with
bro?
all due respect,
I say
don't
homeboy
clap,
again.
don't patronize, don't insult. When y'all want to get like that, I'm gonna have to bring back the caveman season.
That's crazy.
I'm
Y'all
That's
gonna have to
cool,
tell
but I mean,
y'all,
you got your
y'all
people
had no
insulting you.
language. Y'all was a
You're just
caveman
doing
for
this
a
because
reason.
Cora left and you feel brave now.
Y'all's are cavemans for reasons.
Cora would be
Y'all is
kicking your ass
unknown
right
to
now if she were in
society.
here.
I will have to remind you that the sun don't even like your skin.
Oh,
Do you
How
damn,
does
I
understand?
guess
Okay,
not.
you
hold
don't
on.
know
That's
how
what a
rain
black
Let's
works
man
in
get
had to
back. Let's
invent for
get
2024?
you,
back.
sunscreen, so you can go outside to the sun and
Hold on.
have that.
Let's
You
get back to the panel.
So, yeah,
Excuse
I
me.
thought.
Wait, who's the
Excuse
white
Don't play
people
with me,
though,
bro.
Platinum? Now that you've
something
Yeah,
exposed
you
everything.
can go.
melanin deficiency, something
Yeah,
sunscreen.
you can go. Sorry, what was that? What did he say?
So
I
y'all
said,
He said,
who's the
"How does
white
rain
people
work?"
now that you've exposed your racism?
I exposed my racism.
Yeah, I'm saying, who's the white people now that you've
No,
exposed
she's
your
not
racism?
racist, dude. It's true. If I go outside, I will immediately catch on fire in the sunlight.
Okay.
Shit's
Or if you go in the
weird,
rain,
dude.
you melt like the Wicked Witch of the
Oh
West.
man.
Hold on, motherfucker. That's not true. But what you gonna catch yourself, scientifically proven, women is something called skin cancer. So
You
you
know,
need
black
that
people get
cream.
skin cancer too, right?
You need that cream. Do you understand?
Oh
To
shit.
embrace yourself in the sun, because like a black
Called a
man would, he
melanoma.
can step outside in the sunlight and embrace that beauty of the sun, because man like that was
He has
made for the
voodoo.
sun.
It
Well,
seems like
someone
you're
like
having
you,
the
I got
impulsive
that
colon
thing.
come from the
cancer
bushes
already. I
talking
got
about
colon
science.
Platinum,
cancer
you're
because my
having the
white
impulsive
guts
stuff you
can't
said
eat
about.
bread.
Oh, y'all places, man. That's
Hey,
what
can
I'm
we
saying.
get back
I
to
can't
Embrace
even eat
yourself.
bread because of how
Embrace
white my
yourself.
Are you
small
killing a
intestines
chicken right
are.
now,
Do
Platinum?
you even wash yourself?
What are you doing?
You do know that black people get.
You know what? Why are y'all sitting here jumping on a woman? Oh my
yeah, that's
god!
It's not because she's a
You know
woman.
what I'm saying? Like, get it together, man. Like, stick your chest down. You know, grow some balls. You know, stick your dicks in your pants and zip it up and calm the fuck down. Like, gosh, she's a freaking woman, my nigga. Stop.
Science told them that
Tell her to calm her titties.
Science
Then
tells them. Hold on, Sandra. Science has already told them that we don't know what men and women are no more. Apparently,
you gotta go
that
get
now
your
they're
motherfucking
20
lipids
genders and
checked,
shit,
bro.
according to their new
Man,
bullshit
I'm just
science.
saying that shit sounds ridiculous.
the
Like
only
both of them
queen.
yelling
Get
at her.
them
Like, what are you
LDL levels checked.
Only queen up
Come
in
back.
there. Sandra's the only queen up in there that's been keeping it real. Uncle Ruckus is a king too. These atheists want to come with this
Because you
attack.
say it is.
Hold on. You can hear
Yeah, I
it.
guess apparently science. Apparently, science is a bullshit. Huh?
Yeah, science is bullshit. Because you did not disprove my position.
God gave us bullshit? No.
Yes, I'll tell you why.
Hold on, y'all let
Everything,
her
your whole
talk.
research,
Shit.
your studies, right? Everything y'all have is based on the principle of what is already in existence. Y'all have nothing to bring to us that's new. Y'all go off what's already in existence. It's embarrassing, y'all. Stop it.
They just call everybody who creates something cool a scientist, even if they weren't scientists when they started out. I can create something cool just because I want to create it. Now all of a sudden I'm gonna be labeled a scientist.
Just mad we're not
They're
role
gonna
playing
include it
with
in
them.
science. Oh well, this is
Curiosity.
now science because we fucking said
Join the role play
Are
with
you guys
us.
done with the
That's what they're
circle
asking.
jerk
call it
yet?
The
science,
answer
it's
is
now
just
science.
no, dude. It's
Are you
weird.
guys done with the circle jerk?
Hey Kirk, are you done with the circle jerk? I mean, you don't get no pussy clearly, so I mean, the
Yeah, you
circle
probably
jerk is all
right.
you get.
I'm just
we just don't want to
I
join
never
the
hear a
cult,
woman in your
right? It sounds
background, Kirk. I'm
boring.
sorry.
I'm just
A
not
bunch of people
Alvarado.
pretending they know shit and calling it faith, as opposed to saying you don't
Kyle,
know
you used to
everything.
follow a dude named
Not
Yosef.
sure which I want to do.
You literally were a part of a cult, Kyle. Calm down.
Yeah, like a pretender that says I
now.
know how the universe came to be because God said it with a magic word. I don't know if that happened,
followed
so
a
I'd rather
cult
not be
leader.
a pretender with
I don't
you.
think I could trust anything you say.
I can't
I
trust
can't
anything you
trust
say after
anything
the
you
dumb shit
say,
you
so I'm
said
not
today,
gonna go
bro.
pretend with you
Kirk,
in your
go
weird
get you a
little
girlfriend. Focus on
club.
getting a wife. Stop focusing on
Hey,
theories
Unc,
other people created.
Hey, Unc, you got a
Go
wife,
focus
bro?
on disproving some shit, bro. Like go get in the lab, put on a lab coat or some shit. What are you talking to us?
Surely, like the state of someone else's
some
genitals
feces or
need to
something.
be
Nigga, go
looked
do
at by
something.
some
Nigga. Go do
Christian
something
Maybe I've done
scientific,
that
bro.
too already.
Go do something.
Hey,
What
Uncle.
are
A
you
whole
gonna
bunch
do
of
though?
unpublished clubhouse sciences. Get the fuck out. A bunch of underachieving doctors and shit. You guys are underachievers.
Since you're
Calm
worried
down.
about my accolades, what are
Uncle,
yours?
are you having
You guys are
impulsive
underachievers,
episode?
bro. Go achieve something.
I think he's having a
Go
heart attack,
achieve
bro.
something in your career. You, what's that dude's name? Dr. Copeland. I looked his ass up. He's known for nothing. You guys are known for nothing. Nobody even knows you guys in your guys' field. You
That's
guys
fine,
are
but who knows
nobody's in
you,
your field. Calm
It's just a
down.
fucking
Hold
ape
on,
on a
y'all.
goddamn
Hold
app,
on,
bro.
y'all.
Who the fuck are you?
No, I had
You
got
guys are
confused.
nobody's in your respective fields.
Hey, Uncle. No, I
Who
had
are
got
you
confused.
though? Like,
That's such a
who the
general
fuck are
zinger,
you?
dude. It's like
Hold
all of you
on,
are bad at what you do.
But I'm just a nobody.
You guys are the
Yeah,
ones that need to
Uncle
talking
Ruckus
down
just
upon
like
everybody else,
spraying
calling
everyone
them
with
stupid,
insult.
saying that they're dumb, saying that you guys know everything. You guys are the ones pretending to know everything and have all the answers here. You guys are the ones telling believers that they're idiots.
Except when we pretend about God, right?
You guys are absolute
Like we don't
nobodies.
pretend to know anything about
Here's the
God.
thing, though, right? Here's the thing, though, right? When you, in order for you to be the best, you got to beat the best. If you think that people are dumber than you and no less than you, yet all you do is spend your whole fucking day debating with them and talking to them, that means that you're trying to be the tallest midget. That means you're really a nobody in respective field. You guys aren't arguing with people that are supposedly on your level or higher, trying to get great or become great. You guys are arguing with people you guys deem stupider, right? And you guys are getting nowhere with it because the people you guys deem stupider are whooping your guys' ass.
Use the mute
I
button,
didn't
more
come in here
pussy.
to argue. To be truthful, I came in to have
Hold
a
on, but let
conversation,
me.
but
All
y'all
right,
started
y'all not
acting
here to
like
argue. Let me
bitches.
say something.
Imagine
Hey,
beating your
Kirko,
chest
bro,
like
I
that
don't
and
want to
then
hear the
needing
B
the
word
mute
come out your
button.
mouth again because you're the biggest weenie, I'm sure.
Bitches.
Hold
You're
on,
the
Tyler,
biggest
Kirko.
weenie, bro.
Just some whiny
Every time I
bitch
see
with
you
a
over there
mute
bitching and
button.
complaining
Some
about something, here
whiny
you go. Here,
pussy that
talk
needs to
about
hit
that shit
that
in the
mute
hallway,
button.
faggot. There you go. And I threw the F
Make
word in
me,
for his science.
bitch. Hit the button yourself.
Yeah, go ahead, Kyle. You're a nobody. I'll just put you into the audience and berate you. I'll just verbally harass you and stuff. You're the type of dude I'll just troll like that.
Hey,
Feel
but
me?
look though,
100%. Just call you all sort of weenies. You can't come back up.
Hey,
I might even let you come back up just to drop you down again. Shit like that, little dumb shit.
Hey,
You're the
but
type of
look,
person I'd stuff into a locker in high school or something. You feel me? Give you a fucking wedgie, a fucking noogie or something.
hey,
Feel me?
I
I
got.
just do a little dumb shit to you. You feel me? Like take your lunch money every day or something. Some
Hey,
bullshit.
but look though, I got confused when Rohan, because Platinum was bringing out some good points on the evidence, right, of God, and he compared it to. And I'm glad you hear Rohan. You compared it to a unicorn under in a bit, but that's not like you comparing it to things that we come up in our imagination or we already see and we could put together. What we're talking about is what reason and evidence can we lean towards? Is there an intelligent mind behind this or not? And it's like instead of y'all sticking to that, y'all go into these rants and then these stuff that's irrelevant, unicorns, Harry Potter. Nobody is talking about that. We're talking about the foundation is there intelligent mind behind all of this or is it not? And let's stick to that. And if y'all don't have no evidence to bring forth and just are on the fence of lack of evidence, that's cool. You get what I'm saying? But it's not, you can't compare it to, oh, if I say I got a unicorn under the bed or Santa Claus did it, like that has nothing to do with the what we're talking about. So I'm like, man, can we just stick to what's the good evidence? To me, the God side has more evidence, more reason, and logic. But I could be wrong. But if y'all can bring forth things instead of insults, instead of ridicule, instead of all that childish stuff, like good. What's the best evidence that I can
You're just lying, dude.
see? That's
Stop.
why I'm saying y'all have nothing better than that. Like, is there any like?
No, I can demonstrate it.
Okay, demonstrate it. Like, give me good evidence.
Is your God real?
That's oh my goodness.
Oh, you don't want to answer?
No, that's not good evidence. I'm saying, can you give me evidence that I can like?
What evidence of what?
Okay, so like on the theist side, right? So they have evidence on. Okay, say we got laws, right? We got
Oh
order.
my God! What, dude? Are you
Oh
gonna
my,
take on a hike?
I
Where are we
mean,
going?
I don't. You
Okay.
came off the mic, bro. All right, I'm trying to ask y'all, and
Yeah,
you're
because you're
asking me.
being dishonest, dude. That's all.
What am I being dishonest about?
How you're straw manning atheistic mindset.
All atheists don't think alike.
Exactly.
Right. So I'm talking about a specific type of atheist. If you're not that, why are you talking?
Oh, what kind? What
Okay,
kind?
the atheists who say that they have good evidence, good reason on not to.
Good evidence for what?
Are you
That's what I
that?
asked
Are
you
you
for.
that
Good evidence for
atheist?
what? Yeah. What do you think I don't have evidence for?
I don't. I'm asking. What is the evidence behind?
Well, I don't have evidence for God.
No, I'm not. I'm not talking. You're not a theist. Theists have their evidence. I'm not talking about.
No, they don't.
Okay, if you say so. But
That's what I mean. See how easy this is? Like you're just
yeah,
really
they do.
you just make shit up, dude.
You asked me what's the evidence when I started talking. You said something and you threw it. You went on a.
Okay, well, what are you actually talking about, Meek? What are you saying about atheists now? That we need evidence that what? What's the evidence that we need?
Okay, I didn't say you need evidence. I said we're talking about an intelligent mind behind this or not. And I say theists, they have more evidence, more reason.
Right, and that's a lie because they don't have any evidence for that.
Okay, do you know what the difference between evidence and proof is?
I don't think you do.
I'm asking you, do you?
I think evidence is something that would indicate the likelihood of something being true more so than something else.
Okay, so they have more of that on. There could be an intelligent mind behind it versus there isn't, because when you look at
give me an example of a piece of evidence that a theist has for the existence of a God that floods the world. Go ahead.
I didn't say nothing about flooding the world. I'm just
I
talking
did.
about
I
intelligence.
said
Right.
that.
So I want you
No,
to
you didn't say that. I did.
stay with me. You're going on something. Stay with me.
No, this is very simple. Because don't you
It's
believe in
not.
that God? Is that the God you?
Rock. Relax. Stay with me.
Well, then just stay with me and answer.
I'm trying to, but you went on
Okay.
saying about flood.
So give me the best piece of evidence for a globe flooding God. Go ahead.
Okay, I didn't say nothing about a globe flooding God or anything. I said an intelligent
Yeah,
mind.
I did. I just
said. But I need you to stick with me. You're inserting things. You're trying to figure out where I'm coming from. You're coming from something different.
Just remember, that's all I need right now. And you can say whatever you want. You can keep talking as long as you want. But that's all I'm looking for. That's my only question. Go ahead.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, so one piece of evidence they have is law and order. When you look at the universe, there is laws and there's an order that goes beyond man. Man hasn't designed this or anything like that. So that's a piece of evidence they have. Now, what piece of evidence on the atheist side that I can say, you know what? No, that's not you get what I'm saying?
It's okay, dude. I got you. You're a subservient person. Meek.
Okay,
You're
all y'all got is insults and ridicule.
Look, if you want to be a simp and just make shit up,
evidence,
you know what you're talking about. That's fine.
Anybody
I'm
else?
just gonna bow out right now.
It's not working with him. So
Rohan, so like he just running from your points, man. He don't want to talk to you, Meek. He just running from you.
Yeah, it's too dumb. It's too much to wrangle.
Rohan, your turn. So it's
Hey, Rohan, you on the
I'm gonna take Ruckus's advice and not punch down anymore.
You good, Rock? Just relax. Nino, you
don't stop punching your shadow, Rock.
I'm gonna stop bullying people.
Far from that. But no, Nino, you there?
No, I was gonna ask you what belief do you believe in? Like, what is your religion? What is your faith?
I'm not a religious person. I'm just a truth seeker. So I'm more on the side of there's more evidence of an intelligent mind behind this universe. I'm more leaning to that. I see more evidence of that. But I'm open to evidence that leads me to thinking there's not. But all I see is from that side is the lack of, evidence. So that's why I was asking. Because when he asked, he says there evidence, and I'm like, yeah, I just gave one. I can give more. But on the atheist side, what evidence can I look at and be like, okay, I can see how there's no intelligent mind behind it. You get what I'm coming from, Nino?
Yeah, I get you. I get the aspect where you're coming from. So let me ask you this: do you believe in the Bible? Let me ask you that to be more.
I wouldn't say believe. I don't move on belief. Like I read it, but I don't far as believe, because a lot of things I don't understand when I'm reading. So in order for me to believe, you get what I'm saying? It's just I can't go off that. I gotta go off, what I know and what's been revealed. So what I do know is we do have a book that talks about things that happened in the past. We have people experiencing things as far as what the book says, as far as when it comes to Jesus, spiritual things, they're making claims. So I can, I got to go based off what I know. So, I don't want to get into run what I believe, because there's a lot of things I can, that can be everywhere when we go off belief. You get what I'm saying, Nina? So I do read it. I do consider it to be true, but I can consider it to be false. I don't know. What is the evidence? And there's more evidence that this could be true when it comes to the existence of Jesus, when it comes to historical things that's happened in the past that's outside the Bible that confirms a lot of stories in there and things like that. Now the talking donkey, I don't know. I can't, I don't know, because I don't know if that's a metaphor, literal. I don't know.
Bro.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, Meek. I was just about to talk about that again.
Can you just say that all again, Meek?
So
that was awesome.
Wasn't to say really quick about the Law and Order. 99% of all animals that have ever existed on the planet are now extinct. There used to be 25 or 26 different hominids, human-like hominids. We're the last one to be alive. They're all gone. Half the world is trying to kill you. It's either too hot or too cold or too dry or too wet for humans to live in. 1 in every 12 African American babies are born with sickle cell trait, meaning that they can get sickle cell disease and live a life of pain. Babies being born blind and deaf and with genetic diseases. I mean, what are you talking about? What
that
are
has
you
nothing to
talking
do with
about?
what I was talking about.
I want to finish. And then the
Okay.
idea that people have to provide evidence for this claim that you're making. Provide evidence that my pink unicorn isn't really under my bed. Provide evidence for that. The whole line of argument is so silly.
What?
I don't see how you don't see it. If I told you again, I have a pink magical unicorn that's invisible under my bed, provide evidence is not there. Do you not understand how poor that is?
Rohan,
It
you
makes no
coming from
sense.
a whole I'm not what are you hold on, this is
Provide evidence that my pink unicorn isn't under my bed
I'm
right
not
now, and I can
making
speak to
any
it
claims,
telepathically.
Rohan. I said I'm looking for
You are.
no what
You
claim
are.
did I make? What claim did I make?
There is no evidence for negative things. I can't provide evidence for you that Santa Claus isn't real. That's not how the world works. It's an illogical request.
So what
So you
I'm
don't even
what
check.
I'm asking is because I can't nobody prove that God is real. I'm not on the part of trying to prove anything. What I'm saying is what is the best reasoning, the best evidence, and how can I logically come up with the conclusion that there is a God and there isn't? That's where I'm at. And what I'm saying is on the theist side, they have more to where I can reason with. I can logically conclude and say, okay, I can see how that points to it. There be an intelligent mind, and there's evidence far as people experiences, historical documents, all of this stuff. That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying on the atheist side, all the atheist has, and I get that. I'm in agreement with you. But what I'm saying is I can't reason this universe without a intelligent mind, truthfully, consistently. I can't because
Okay.
everyone has moral values. Everyone walks in the sense that there's a purpose in this life. Nobody walks around like there's no purpose. No one walks around like there's no morals or anything. Now we can be relative about it. Yes, I agree, but everyone is consistent with what is right, what is wrong. And so it's like I can see
Okay.
how you get what I'm saying in the law and order thing. I'm not saying that man's actions haven't led to the disruption of this earth and hasn't done all of this, but what I'm saying, gravity. What I'm saying is the sun coming up and down. There are things that are in order that are set that man has nothing to do with. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking
Okay.
about the corruption of
I,
earth. And
I
you get
so
what I'm saying?
okay. So just real quick, yeah. So I do get what you're saying. It seems that your inability to reason some of this stuff can happen without this intelligent mind is your own feeling, right? It does not speak to if it's true or not. It's just that you're unable to get there cognitively. It's your own cognitive error because this line of thinking was what we used to do as a younger species. We used to say, I can't fathom that hurricanes happen without a God. So let me kill my 12-year-old girl and hope that that's going to please the rain gods and I will get more rain. I can't fathom that lightning is something that just happens as a result of charged ions. I can't fathom that. So let me kill people or worship my Zeus god for that to happen. As we become an older species, you realize that, you know what, we don't need these explanations for things because we have actual naturalistic explanations. And that naturalistic explanation has happened more so where we used to believe these supernatural things, and now we're like, oh, there's a natural explanation. Oh, there's no soul in your heart. You can just get a heart transplant and you'll live totally fine. It won't change your personality. Oh, we don't need this stuff for hurricane gods. We can just look at my phone and see when the hurricane is coming because now we have technology. So we move away from these supernatural explanations to natural explanations, and the things that we cannot cognitively believe were natural, we used to think they were supernatural. And that list of supernatural things is getting smaller and smaller. The list of natural explanations is getting larger and larger and larger. So at some point, you're going to have to deal with that pattern and think it all the way through. I don't think you've thought it through yet. That's
Yes, I
all.
have. That's why I said that's what we're dealing with. And it's still the fact on the table at there's more evident, there's more reasoning, there's more logic that there's an intelligent mind. That doesn't
You didn't hear
you're
anything I just said.
talking hold on, let me finish. You're talking about a small percentage of people who thought this way, who still think this way, and saying, well, no, we have moved on from that because now we can see and we can explain things in our universe. You get what I'm saying? I'm on the fact that they're okay, is there an intelligent mind behind what we see and what we can observe? You get what I'm saying? I'm more on that, and I'm saying that based off of the evidence, because there are things in existence that we can't see, as far as like air. We can't see that, but we feel it. We can explain it. We can, do these things, but we can't see it with our eyes. So I'm understanding there are things in our universe that we can't see. So when it comes to an intelligent mind, I'm not going to base it off, oh, I can't see it. I don't believe. No, that would be foolish. You get what I'm saying? So now I got to look deeper into, okay, how does this universe
Well,
work?
you can
What?
weigh air.
Oh, go ahead.
You air has weight to it, so you can actually weigh air. So
Right. I said see. I didn't say like you can't
but you
weigh
can,
it.
but you know the existence of it.
Right, but you can't see it with your
He
physical
acknowledged
eye.
that already, though.
That's why I'm saying, like, do y'all be listening?
No, I just came in. I just like to do this.
Oh no, you good, bro. You good. So that's what because we go on these rants and we go on these little things, but we don't stick to okay because, like I said, from a
Do we
theist
need
side,
hurricane gods anymore to explain hurricanes? Yes or no?
that's that's not what I'm talking about, though,
It
bro.
is though. You're treating
Is
the
anybody
universe
else
as
getting
one
that
big
from what I'm
hurricane.
saying?
Just
Well,
use an analogy.
I
Get
get
on
what
your
you're saying, bro.
put in your
yeah, I'm not
put
hundred
on
even
your
percent.
talking
analogy
I see
about
where
brain.
you're
that,
coming
bro.
from.
Put on your analogy brain. Hurricanes are just imagine a hurricane is a small universe that people used to think required a god. Nobody realized that it
I
does
get
not.
people thought like that, and
So
they still
apply that
do.
analogy all the way up and see what you come up with.
That's not what I'm talking about, though, Rohan, at all.
It is.
Hey, Meek, what's going on? I call it keyword. Listen, they listen for keywords and respond off of those versus listening to the point.
For real, like what?
You just don't get the analogy,
Who over
bro.
there
Man,
doing
nah.
that? Who over there Ubering?
I think it's pride and ego play a lot in these conversations because it's like, it's nothing wrong with admitting that, I you can see the reason and evidence and logic theists have, and it's understandable. And
No, it's not.
No, it's not. You're just saying
okay,
that.
okay, cool.
It sounds good to you. It sounds good.
So, Meek,
Cool.
let me ask
Cool.
you this: if I tell you that there's a pink elephant,
Oh
and
my
that's
God,
in,
Rohan said the same
hold
thing.
on.
Okay, you got it. You got it.
Just imagine if I tell you that there's a pink elephant that's invisible above my house, and
All right.
that elephant gives my family safety and freedom, and that's what I believe in, and I believe that every single household has one of those invisible pink elephants,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then
Mm-hmm.
there's books that go centuries back that believe that there's something really there.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna believe that it's there?
What's the evidence?
The evidence is the exact same evidence you have for your
No,
God
it's
because
not.
we exist.
Not at all. I'm gonna ask
But
you
it is
this.
though.
I'm gonna ask you this. Are you the only one experiencing this, or are thousands of people experiencing this?
Thousands of people experience it. Rohan knows that there's a pink elephant above his house too.
Okay, so when we go into the realm of hypotheticals, all things are possible. Can we stick to what we
But it's not.
what we
It was not
have?
hypothetical though, right? So this is the
Oh,
problem, right?
goodness.
Is because like think about how many people believe in something because they've been
So
told
let's
all
let's
their
talk
lives that
about
this is what
what people
exists. That's
believe.
a hypothetical. So just give me a sec. But people believe in hypotheticals, and religion is hypothetical
It's
because the
not.
only reason you believe in God and you know what God is, the only reason you can describe God is because you've been told all your life that this is what it is.
No.
And that's why. But hold on, and I'll prove it to you. And the way I can prove it very easily is that you have people from the same faith consistently arguing about meanings that what they feel and think is. And nobody can get actually the answer straight. And no matter how many theists you put into this room, there's always going to there's always going to be 5, 6 different ways people see it and believe it up from the same scripture of what the book says. Because if it was one individual proof, then there would be no argument on what is, right?
I agree. But what I'm saying is people have claims, and I'm not saying they're true or not, of experiencing God in a way where it's not just through a book or what they've been taught. Now, I'm not saying that's not the majority of people, but me myself, I don't just I take everything in consideration. And the fact is, we do have claims, um, experiences. Thousands of people are having. We have near death experiences. We have outer body. We have so many things that point to a God that's not just the Bible or what people been taught or what they grew up. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't play a role. You do have those type of people. But what I'm saying is if you're saying that's all theists and that's why all people believe, that's a lie.
But it's
That's
hearsay.
I get. I'm not even. I'm just saying. There's claims. That's
right? And
of
I'll give
course
you an
that he
example.
say, she say. I'm not. I get that, but that doesn't make it true or not.
So I don't know if you've ever been near death experience, but I play with death consistently. Like I play with death sometimes on a weekly basis,
What you mean by
right?
that?
I race world super bikes, and every single lap I do, I go over 200 miles an hour, slamming on the brakes to go 150 miles an hour into a corner, dragging my elbow, my knees, my head from the ground, maybe what, 20 inches, and I've wiped out at 200 miles an hour before, right? And it's one
Okay.
of my only wipeouts. So I've played with death, and I consistently do this because to me it's an adrenaline rush, and to me it's my passion, right? So the whole thing where I'm getting with this is people that I race with that believe in God, that have fallen, say that God saved them. The
That's not what
atheists
I'm
that I
talking
race
about.
with, just give me a second. The atheists that I
Oh my
race with
God.
say that it was just a fall. I've had blackouts and wipeouts where I wiped out and I saw white lights, but that wasn't God. That was an experience of me wiping out at extremely high speeds and probably losing a shitload of brain cells as you can hear me talk. And then you can, and then you have theists that would
Yeah,
tell
don't
you
cry.
that was God, right? So the thing is, our experiences that we have of the unknown, if you're a theist, you're immediately going to say that it was God, and that becomes extremely problematic because what you're doing is something unknown. You extremely say, I had an experience of God, but that experience of God is not God. All it is your illustration and your emotion towards God, hoping it was it,
And I
because you have no
respect.
other explanation for it.
I respect that. And I got to go in a minute, but I'm gonna come back. But I'll finish with this. From what I studied, from what I've seen, I get what you're saying, and that's the normal response to this. But it's scientifically proven that you can clinically die up to 10 to 15 minutes. Thousands of people have experienced that, and they have given their testimony of what they experienced. Atheists,
Yes,
hold on, hear
clinically.
what I'm saying, Boris. Hear what I'm saying. Atheists, theists, Buddhists, Hindus, people from all types of backgrounds, religion, they're experiencing this. And for the most part, it's consistent, not based off what they believe, not based off of what they were taught, not based off of anything like that. It's based off experience, what they experienced alone. Hear what I'm saying? So
I'm
I
listening. I'm
get
listening.
where you're coming from, but that's subjective what you're saying. And I
It's
get it.
not.
It is because
So
if
I'll
you
tell you
never
something.
hold on, Boris. Let me
Okay,
just
no,
deal
okay,
with this.
okay, sorry.
If me and you never experienced this, right? But people have, and they're saying this is what I experienced, but then we say no, that's not what you expect. This is what we're coming from a subjective perspective. They're coming from an experiential perspective, meaning they experience something we haven't. We
Okay,
can't all everything we say from our side is going to be subjective, whether you like it or not. From
but
what they're saying, it's going to be testimonial, and all we can do is say whether it's true or not. You get what I'm
fair
saying?
enough. Fair. And the thing is, one of the things you said clinically, right? Do you know that there's no one person that actually has been brain dead and came back alive? When they're talking about clinically, it's their heart stopped working or something like that. But never once has there been a case where medically or unmedically somebody's brain actually stopped working or pumping blood and they survived. Not one. Because if your brain would ever stop just for a second, you're dead. There's no coming back. And there's proof of evidence of that. So when we're talking about clinically dead and somebody's heart stops working, we can say, you clinically died? Yeah, sure. Because we can revive that. Like when they do heart surgery and they put a metal pumping heart for you too. Like there's seconds where your blood flow does stop, right? Or however it works. But there has never, ever, ever been where your brain stopped working for even a second and you survived. So when we talk about clinically dead, let's talk about clinically dead and exactly what it is. But let's talk about the mind now. If your spirit is within your mind, so and you survive that, never happened, right? So are you really dead when you're clinically dead? That's why it's called clinically
So
dead.
I'm gonna send you this link. It's a 13-year-old boy who was declared brain dead and he recovered from it. This was 6 years ago. So I'm about to post that link in the chat to show you that.
Yeah, please do.
I got you. I'm looking at it right now. Let me see if I can. It was on ABC News 6 years ago. So you could take it how you. Let me just get your link. Copy the link. Let me post
But
it.
there's plenty of experiences like that where you hear
Yeah,
people
I
have
know.
near death experiences, and then other people, they don't want to believe it, but you let them tell it. They'll tell you that it was God, right? Like, yo, I don't know how I'm here. I was supposed to have been dead, because of this accident, yada yada yada, and the third. You hear people explaining, and they don't even have an explanation themselves.
Yeah, I posted the link
That's
too.
exactly right.
Yeah, but
For
people
those
don't have an
people out there.
explanation of how to use a microwave, and they still use it. Like, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
but
people don't know how to tell us how their phone works. So
That's crazy. People make phones. That's crazy. Just because
well,
everybody think they, can't be told. That's crazy.
for example, I don't know how I'm still alive.
hell yeah, that's crazy.
Hold on. I don't know how I'm alive, falling off a motorcycle at over 200 miles an hour, tumbling. My airbag popped out in my suit. My helmet was cracked in half, and I literally stood up and walked away from it.
After
I
you
don't know how
saw the
that
white
happened.
lights, though, that's funny.
I
After you saw the
I
white lights,
saw,
though.
yeah, correct. Do you know what that was? Do you know what that white light was?
Yeah, you knock yourself out. You were dizzy for a minute. You had on protective
Man,
gear.
yeah, of course I had protective gear. My race suit has airbags in it. But the whole thing is that white light that I saw and everything, I had a headache for about a week. My smartass went out racing and did a few laps after that on my other bike and put on my other suit and helmet. But the second day, my fucking head was whipping. But the whole thing is that white light was a concussion.
Yeah, I would say it was a concussion. Just because your white light didn't lead you to what they would call the afterlife doesn't mean that people didn't, go that way. You had on protective gear. You just knocked yourself kind of silly. Falling down at 200 miles an hour would probably do that to you. Just be glad you had the protective gear on.
But my point is that if I would be religious and believed in God heavily, like a lot of people do, guess what? I would continue to say I had an experience and God saved me. If it wasn't for God, I would not be alive right now. No matter my protective gear, no matter of the circumstances, no matter there was a long runway, no matter, I would keep on continuing to say, you cannot tell me otherwise because I am religious. I believe in God and God has saved me. That's the
They
point.
they don't only admit to the light and whatever concussion thing you felt. They actually had an experience.
Yes, so did I.
Oh, tell us about it.
I just did.
Do it
It was
again.
dizzy.
When you're falling, as I said, when you have an
All
experience
right, no,
of
no, no. Now
something,
go to death, right? And tell us your experience during your concussion, right? I don't want to hear about the accident. I want to hear about the
the what?
story of the
Oh yeah,
concussion.
I
Like,
went into the
what
clouds.
happened? Were you floating in the air? Were you floating
I
in the air?
went,
Did you see pearly gates? What was the details of that?
bro. I saw Donald Duck, hanging out with fucking Mickey Mouse, with
I
these
know you
golden
was gonna do
gates.
that.
I fucking saw the pink elephant above my house because I
And,
looked
and a
down and I
pink
saw my
elephant on your
house.
house, right?
Like fuck, bro. What do you want me to say?
So
Seriously,
so boom. So you're
like,
inventing it off the cuff, right? And the only experience you had was this concussion, right? You saw a light. You got knocked out,
do you realize people tell
and
you
you woke
stories
up.
to make it more believable? People, when shit happens to them, they'll make up shit,
So
and
you
when
don't
people
believe the
believe,
experience that they're telling you. You don't believe the story they're telling you. The
correct,
millions of stories.
100%, I don't, because have you ever played the game with your friends? I'm sure you have, the broken telephone, where there's like 10 people and something you tell them, it gets fucking twisted around. The reason it gets twisted around is because you manipulate it to make it sound better. And that's what happens with humans when they have an experience, especially when they're believers. In order to make their story more believable, they create this fucking story that's more believable and more humanly explainable in their what they know how to explain.
Okay, what about the people that don't
and
believe?
that's
What about
it.
the people that don't believe and then they had those experiences and they come back and tell
You
you
mean the
that
experience
story?
of
What
something
about
they
the
can't explain?
Nah,
Everybody
they
has those.
actually just reversed their thinking, right? They were atheists. They didn't believe in God. Then they have an experience and they start believing in God.
Yeah, they got scared, and they got scared, so they start believing it because they actually start thinking that because for them it was inhumanly possible for them to survive that, and because they
And that's
actually
why you
thought
get back
that.
on the motorcycle and go another 200 miles tomorrow, right? 200 miles an hour
Fuck
tomorrow
yeah,
because it didn't
dude!
change. Okay, I
I'll
got you.
do it. I'll do it till I'm 70 or I can't walk. When I go at those high
You're going to do
speeds,
it till you meet them, huh? You're going to do it till you actually see the light
bro,
and
I'll
live the light.
fucking do. I'll do it till I give that motherfucking high five as I'm flying through the air. Like, I don't understand the whole idea of it. Like, it's just I know psychology. It's been studied, and people make up stories to make things sound better. People over exaggerate consistently when they talk stories. Like, even since a child, when like listen to a child when they're telling a story and how they fucking over exaggerate how they're playing with a fucking toy truck. It's fucking insane. But that's what humans
Yep.
naturally do.
Okay, that has nothing to
So
do with psychology.
sure it does. It has everything to do with psychology.
It absolutely does not. Have you studied psychology at
Yes,
university?
I have. Not
Do you have a
university level,
Me
but I
too.
have studied
Well, I have. I have
psychology.
a PhD in
So you
psychology.
have.
You just said
Okay, so can you
completely hard.
so can you
It's
Hey,
tell
not.
me?
Boris, you
degree.
were talking
No,
for
no,
a
hold
long
on.
time.
I'm
Can
going.
I?
Yeah, time to go
Can
on
I
mute.
finish?
Let me ask her a question then.
Why?
Don't ask
You
me
just
nothing. I'm
spoke.
sick of y'all's
So
questions
you don't
without
know
even
shit.
finishing my point.
Boris, calm
So
down.
why do kids
Right? He's
under
he's
9
trying to
years of
mix. He's trying to
age?
mix. He's trying to. Okay,
You
listen, listen.
already spoke.
Why do kids under the years 9 of age tell stories
We already
of
heard that
mystical
Don't
rhetoric.
all
creatures?
kids.
Let's
Hold
hear
on,
it.
hold on.
Boris,
One
yeah,
second.
we heard it
He
already. We
still
heard
got
Don't
a
you,
all.
Boris.
Hold
concussion,
on.
y'all. Y'all got to be patient.
One second. One second. This is not psychology. He's embarrassing himself. Don't all kids share stories? Don't like girl kids like to play with dollies and
Why is
little
it under
boys?
the
Hold
year
on, hold
of
on, hold
9
on.
age specifically?
Sorry, the age of 9 do what specifically, sir? What are you
Have
implying?
imaginary friends, and it's quite normal for them to have. So please tell
Did
me.
you hold on one second, one second. Okay. So everybody on this stage, be honest, and we're gonna go from Armando to myself to Uncle to Sandra. We're gonna go down the list. Armando, did you have an imaginary friend when you was 9?
No.
Platinum, did you? No. Uncle Ruckus, did you? Okay, he's away. Sandra, did you have an imaginary friend when you was 9?
Oh, hold on. You said, I'm sorry. I missed it. You said, did I have when I was 9?
Yeah, did you have an imaginary
No,
friend?
not when I was 9, but I was younger than 9. I did, yeah.
Exactly.
Under the
The
age of
psychologist said
9.
9.
I said under the
We
age
heard
of
you. No.
9. Why is it
All right,
common
I
to
never
have
had
Now
that?
he's
an
changing. Now
imaginary
he's
friend ever in my life. I've never even thought like that.
now he's changing it, but it's
No,
cool.
tell me why
We can
though.
go
You're a PhD. Let's hear it.
with no. You're an
There's a specific
embarrassment.
reason
Hey,
And
why.
hey, don't hound with the
You're no
questions, Boris.
PhD.
You
this
are
Every
in a
PhD would
this
know
dude,
this answer.
fake
You're fake.
dude.
You're a fake.
Children under the age of 9. Now pay attention. It means you're a child, like very, very little. You can make up anything in your imagination. You can watch Disney Channel and start thinking, oh wow, is this Toy Story? My toys are gonna talk to me today. I'm gonna talk to my toys and go in my room and do this and do. Does it mean it really happened? No. It's just your imagination. This is what you are trying to procreate and manifest as a child within your own mind frame. Do you understand that, sir? I mean, I thought you studied psychology, but clearly you did not. So you're quite lost in that, right? So I haven't had a friend that I physically spoke to under the age of 9. I haven't. Have you, Armando?
Check the chat.
0.
Okay, Uncle Ruckus, have you spoke to some type of entity after, not after, sorry, under the age of 9? Have you? Okay, he's still away. Sandra, have you spoke to something under the age of 9 that you did speak to that was right there, right in front of you?
You're not proving anything. You're not proving that you know psychology at
I
all.
mean,
You're
why are you
saying
talking over
nothing
the mods? I'm talking to the
because you're
mods, like
saying
respectfully.
nothing. Who are you?
I'm talking to
You're
the
saying
mods.
nothing.
Hold on. The thing is that you said that all kids have an imaginary friend. Cora, did you have an imaginary friend when you were little?
I didn't. I'm autistic, but my brother did. His
Boom.
his imaginary friend's name was Charlie Brown.
Boom. So it's 3-1. Rohan, imaginary friend when you were little.
That proves nothing.
Of course not.
Can you
right?
repeat my question?
All right. So boom, you made a statement that children have
Repeat my
imaginary
question.
friends, and
No, not
according
every
to
child.
democracy and vote,
I
we don't
said
have
it's
imaginary
common.
friends.
It's common, and it's okay for children under the
No,
age
it is
of
odd.
9.
It is odd.
No,
It's
it's
3
actually
out of
not.
1.
It wouldn't be an odd thing. It's because kids under that age produce a specific chemical that allows them to have a bigger imagination and create these
It
kind of
didn't happen to me.
scenarios.
Armando.
And if you study psychology and a PhD, you would know this shit. But she doesn't.
Hold on, man. Why y'all always gotta talk when I come off the mute, bro?
Because you're liars.
Why y'all always no. Respect yourselves. Yeah. So you don't have
and you don't even talk a
nothing
psychologist.
to validate yourself. You're an embarrassment. Never ever in your life bring up psychology again. And I'll tell you why for free.
Psychology.
Right? Now, the type of small number of children that you are talking about are children that have went through trauma. Children that their parents turn themselves away from, that they bring up and procreate and manifest something within their own minds into existence because they have nothing better. This is psychology, brother. I have PhD in this shit. You can never play with me. Now, when you talk about the majority of the kids that
You don't
go,
you don't have a
I
psychology
can
degree,
never
I
agree.
guarantee you
Yo,
right
listen,
now.
go learn some English, motherfucker. You
My
don't know
point
shit. You
proven.
don't, I'm a freshie. Go learn some English before you can try to come test me, bro. Come to the
guarantee you
UK.
don't have a psychology
Come to the UK, bro. We got the finest
was just
universities
there.
over here, sweetheart.
I was just
We
there.
have the finest. You could never graduate from here with that accent. You get booted and kicked to the spine, bro. You could never come over here and study
accent
psychology.
versus having a psychological
Never, not with that
conversation.
mindset. Get the fuck on, bro.
You're a cunt.
So Platinum, what stage in Piaget's theory would a 9-year-old be at? You know, Jean Piaget, early childhood development, like expert, probably the foremost, you know.
She doesn't know. She doesn't have a PhD degree. She just throws
I
it
know
out.
she doesn't. It's
I have a PhD in it. Come on now, Corey, ask me the questions.
At what stage in Piaget's theory of early childhood development, what stage would a 9-year-old be at?
That'll be the 3rd stage.
Yes, you got that correct. Do you remember what it's called?
Something like prepubescent or pre-adolescent, something like that.
No, it's the concrete operational stage, but yeah.
Some shit like that. But I don't have no PhD in it. My wife does. She be talking that shit.
So, Uncle, ask your wife why
we all
is it common and okay.
So we all suffer under these terms.
Armando, I'm asking Uncle question.
Also, my brother had an imaginary friend, and he has.
But when it comes down to psychology, man, psychology is one of those things where everybody's mind isn't the same. So therefore, it's like everybody doesn't go through the same experiences as other people. You know what I mean? So some people may have it, some people may not.
Uncle, ask your wife. Ask your wife. She probably know this.
Well, what?
Why is it okay? And it's common a lot of times where children under the age of 9 have and are capable of hallucinating, have an imaginary friend. And
there's a lot of reasons and explanations for it, though.
But mostly it's because there's a chemical they're releasing.
She has clients like this that she already talks to. So I mean,
no, but ask her why, because there's a specific reason.
I'm not gonna bother that woman right now over some Clubhouse debate.
I'm not saying right now.
The answer that I kind of remember so far is that certain kids go through certain different traumas and stuff growing up. Sometimes it could be due to neglect. Sometimes it could be a hyperactive imagination. Sometimes it could be a sign of a mental illness. Sometimes it could be a sign of abuse. I mean, there's so many different reasons that it could pop up. I mean, it is what it is.
It's never mental abuse or anything to do with children before that.
It is sometimes.
You're 100% wrong, Boris.
For the most part, children between the ages of 2 and 7 are still able to operate with magical thinking, and that's why they can have imaginary friends.
But
The reason why they have an imaginary friend will vary, but they're capable of magical thinking. So,
Can I answer the imaginary friend question real quick, Boris? Because somebody asked me if I had an imaginary friend. No, but I did have an imaginary PhD, kind of like Platinum's PhD, that same type of PhD. Yeah, that's all.
Hold up, Platinum. Hey, don't play with my girl Platinum like that. Hold up, Platinum. You said you have a PhD in the subject. Were you joking when you said that, or were you being serious?
She says you have a PhD.
Serious, but he wants to eat some pussy.
Somebody's so unscientific.
Hold on. What was your answer, Platinum? You broke up.
A PhD kitty, I get it. He a degenerate.
Do you have a PhD or not in the subject, Platinum?
Of course I do. I ain't gotta prove shit to nobody.
Of course you can't prove it because you're
But
making it up.
Why would
You're
I
too
want to show
scientifically
you
illiterate to have a PhD in
the
anything.
university that I graduated in?
You can't even speak like
They don't really teach that type of science though when you're going for your PhD in psychology. No, they do. They're not teaching you that no more.
Hold on. You asked me a question.
Hold up.
But I prove myself to a no face, no case on an app, bruh.
Hold up. Oh, then hold up. Why the hell you throw the stage? I was trying to say something. My bad, Platinum. I just didn't know why you.
Come on, man. Don't force yourself, man. Like,
hold on. No. She's coming back up. I'm about to moderate again. Hold up. But hey, question. But what I was saying to you is real quick, right?
Fucking simp, Armando.
Boris, hold up a second. Okay, once you get past like your first 2 years of college, bro, on psychology, you're no longer really focused on much, quote unquote, science, like the same way you guys are talking about science. You feel me? You're dealing, especially when you're working towards your masters and all that. You're not even taking classes like that no more. So I don't know what you guys are talking about.
All right, so Uncle, hold on.
She's done statistical analysis work. What's a p-value, Platinum?
Yeah.
Uncle, are you done?
Fuck it. Hey, go ahead.
Are you done?
Yeah, stop muting the whole stage all the time. Though. Mute individually, but go ahead though.
Wait,
what's the p-value?
She's got a PhD.
Ruckus. Listen.
Go ahead.
You can't ask me a question and then move me to the audience. That's some gay shit.
No. I didn't do that for that reason. Never mind. Go ahead. You got it.
But she's got a PhD in hood rot.
Okay, so the point is very simple.
You're so gay, Ruckus.
When it comes to Rock, it comes to Rohan, it comes to these degenerate little small dick energy niggas on this fucking app.
Total small dick nigga.
This is a PhD talking right now.
Yo, okay, Armando, do you get my point? I'm not done. I'm talking.
Oh, platinum. Platinum. You are so sexy to me.
It's platinum. That's
platinum.
That's why you did not graduate at university. That's why you think little kids can talk to little ghosts.
The beautiful name, platinum.
You understand? Because your parents done abuse you and you made up a ghost in your mind. You pretended that you could see something because you had no friends at school. Because your parents wouldn't pay attention to you. You made this shit up. You understand? It's called fake it till you make it. Manifest nonsense. Manifest nonsense. It will become your reality. Don't fucking play with me.
Look, you're talking
to the point,
she manifested her pain.
I'm not done talking. Right? So when y'all stop being small dick energies, right? And y'all post your faces up, right? Because y'all men. Fuck a woman, right? A woman can be protecting herself, her beauty, her rights. She could be protecting a whole lot of shit. You men that
are you talking about right now?
Why are you talking over me? Okay, so
Ruckus, you're waffling.
You've moved me to the audience, but you won't do that to him when he's talking over me.
I didn't want to move you. What I was trying to do is I was still trying to talk. And I was trying to figure out who the fuck was muting everybody. And I figured out it was you. I wanted to quickly move you down there. That was it.
Hold on. Okay, I got you.
That was the only reason why I moved you.
Sweetheart, I wasn't muting you. I was trying to mute them.
Yeah, but you were muting the whole stage when in the middle of me talking.
That's a mistake.
Go ahead,
I got you. But the point is,
she doesn't know the difference.
So you can talk. Do you understand? But the point is very simple, right? When you have no face to show for yourself as a man and you're hiding behind a fake fucking PTR and you ask a woman like me that has graduated, that has got a PhD, yo, show yourself, show your PhD to what? To Casper the fucking friendly ghost. Yo, I'm gonna tell you this for free. Go suck your mom ×2. What's up?
Hold on. Okay, now that's cool. Now Rohan and Cora. What was the question that you guys wanted to ask real quick? We got way sidetracked from that.
I answer what's the p-value. If she's a
I'm just
PhD.
glad I got my picture up. That's
If she's a
crazy.
PhD, she's done statistical analysis.
Okay, so she doesn't want to answer that.
Oh, she doesn't want to. Okay, that's fine.
Cora, what was your question?
Yeah. Proves my point.
Oh, you answered it, Uncle. I asked her, but she wouldn't answer.
She's capping.
No, that's like the biggest hood rat PhD I've ever
She
met in my life.
What was that?
Rohan said that you were capping. Said that you were cap platinum.
Okay, so I'm capping. Okay, Rohan, can we see your face?
Sure. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, make it quick. Don't keep me
He's
waiting.
not afraid to show himself. By the way, platinum.
Don't keep. Okay,
Platinum. He's not afraid to show himself, and he's Googleable as well.
You're never gonna see me.
No, platinum. What I'm trying to
You're
tell you
not
is
gonna see
Rohan will Google it. He is Googleable, and he's
I
not
know
afraid
he
to show
is. That's why he's not gonna see me. Neither will you, bro. You gonna see me in cartoon. That's how we do out here. Point blank. Period.
So you're
what the
asking for
that's the
Well,
only
okay. So
cartoon.
I think her point is that a woman, right, being private is very classy. She has nothing to prove to none of y'all niggas. And if y'all niggas, right, want to be tested, right, and be like, prove yourself.
Stop simping.
I'm just saying, like y'all niggas be testing me too, and I don't fall under your will.
Right now.
You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, it makes sense for a woman to hold her composure, right, and just have y'all niggas acting like a fool in front of people.
Good.
Oh, Rohan, I
Can't
like your
trust
face
no
without
bald
the
nigga.
shave.
Hold on, Rohan. Where the hair go?
I love the PTR, Rohan.
This nigga look Ethiopian.
It's true though. It's true though.
Nobody cares what you said, Armando. You're simping for a hood rat PhD.
Now there you go though. Rohan posted a handsome picture of himself. No homo. There you go. Look, check out Rohan now.
What's the p-value? I'm going to stick with that question.
P-value is the level of your pimping.
Your mom is a hood rat. That's why you.
This is what I love.
That's why you.
We have a PhD as a mod, but yet she had said nothing. Not even any word to do with psychology.
The p-value is her platinum value, my nigga.
Not one thing.
What was the topic of the room, y'all? It seemed like anybody even arguing.
Or a psychologist, a PhD.
That man at least used
about
YouTube
what?
Or
about psychology?
Listen,
Say something about psychology.
Make himself.
Say something about psychology.
Hey, Boris, stop making it about yourself.
Embarrassed because you ain't got nothing to show except a donkey with nasty teeth because you probably believe in donkeys. You probably sleep with donkeys. That's how crazy it is. Because we got men on this earth that be.
Well, that's your mama.
That's what I mean, Boris. Like you're coming off the mic for stupid shit. You're coming off the mic manifesting like a stupid animal. Calm down.
Yeah, well, I'm just going with the same value I'm receiving.
Hey, Harold, what do you think about the title?
Yo, let's talk.
I feel like I'm talking to a donkey, so I'm showing a donkey.
Can we? No. Hold on. Get the fuck to the audience, pussy. You'll get let back up when you're ready, right, to address anybody that addresses you. You ugly. You disgusting. So, Magada, what's up? Because you're the last one I came up. What's up, bro? You want to say something on the title?
Well, it say why you don't understand God.
What's up, bro?
Shalom. It say why you reject God. I don't reject God. I just think when people do reject God, because they don't understand them, and it is a lot of different systems out here, a lot of different beliefs out here that may cause people to, be a little confused. But it's just in your understanding. But I don't reject God at all. Understanding can help or break you. So.
Do you understand why some people may reject God?
Yeah, I understand. It's like the understanding of, like, you got different cultures, you got different ways people believe in God, and that can be a little confusing sometimes to, someone that, is more so a follower and not a truth seeker or not looking to find out answers for themselves.
Do you believe that most children have imaginary friends when they're young?
I don't believe that. I didn't have none, so.
All right, so that's 5-1. And Cora's brother's not here.
And thank you for bringing that question because I
He's a
showed
cool
wanted to
dude,
answer
though.
that.
My brother's a pretty
Hold
cool.
on, because
cool
I
dude.
want from a new voice respectfully, because I don't want to keep hearing the same nonsense, right? So Magadal, like, why do you believe that you've never, as a child, heard or befriended, right, something unusual? Can you share that story with us?
Why do
Hold on,
I?
hold on.
Well, I
Before we do that,
never
real
had a
quick, though,
reason
Cora,
to, you know.
let's put names on that. Who are these people you speak of?
I mean, it could be anything. It could be
It's only one person
just
singular, and
entities.
the one that's been
Okay,
shutting
cool.
things down so she can talk over
Yeah,
everyone.
this chick is
Okay,
like fucking
Cora's
20 something and she's still hallucinating of a PhD.
up.
Point proven.
Harold, what you think?
Yeah, I wanted to ask what was the title? Because I see a picture of a face when it says "Why do," and then it shows like a fist. So I wanted to know exactly what you were trying to say.
You. It's pointing at you. I put the title there. Why do you reject God? It's pointing at you, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, personally, if it's speaking about me, I don't reject God. So that question don't pertain to me. I believe in God. I accept God.
Can you
So
tell
I
us why?
don't.
That's beautiful. We respect that. Tell us why.
Why I accept God. I mean, why I accept God, because that's a choice that I chose to make because I feel like it's the best choice for me. And my faith, and my belief, and my understanding of life, and my understanding of spirituality is why I chose to accept God. Um, so that's why, pretty much, me doing my life experiences, and as I said, me researching, me studying, it accepting God helps my spirituality. It helps my mental, helps my emotional, it helps my physical. It helps me personally in my everyday life. So that's why I chose to accept God. So that's my answer. Yeah.
You.
So just because, basically.
Hold on, you can go. He just needs this. Thank you, sweetheart. Go ahead now.
That's all I had to say. I think somebody else wanted to speak after me.
Can you give us like the best reason you have to believe that God is real?
I just pretty much gave you all my best reasons why I
Oh,
believe.
okay.
Yeah,
So if that was your
why
best, then we'll just
yeah,
leave it there. Thank you so much.
yeah. I told you my
Are,
faith, my
are all these
belief, my
Christians still
faith.
hallucinating in God?
Thank you again, Harold.
Okay. You're welcome.
Hey, what's up to the room?
Hey, Son Jaguar, why do you reject God?
I don't reject God.
Armando, please, if we can just we heard what he had to say. No offense. He's been going on and on. We're not interested.
Yeah, Armando, listen to your
Jay,
woman.
hold on,
She'll
if you
whip
don't
you.
mind. Respect. Excuse me, Jay. You got a
Excuse
pink
you.
ticket.
Oh,
Jay,
platinum.
hold on, Jay. You got a pink ticket.
Platinum is so pretty to me.
Click on the house. Become
She's
a member.
very, very pretty to me.
Okay, so you
Rob, chill
dude,
out.
while I'm talking. So Jay, click up on the
Sounds
room
fat.
format. Become a member. Leave quickly and come back. Right, and then you're gonna get your chance to speak. I promise.
Yeah, I don't reject something that isn't there to reject. I'd need to have evidence that it's something that I can assess before I actually dismiss it. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, now, right? Because you did believe.
Yeah, when I was a little
When
baby.
you were a child, right?
Yeah, when I was a little kid. Yep.
Can we know the ages of your belief?
I was christened as a baby on the Catholic part. I was saved as a Christian when I was probably like 9 or 10 or some shit when I was in Awana.
Oh, you
Oh
surpassed
my
the
God,
nine
Awana.
age? And when did you say God does not exist? What age?
Should have an Awana
Probably
sing-along.
13.
Bro, it's like they have all the same story. That's crazy.
The better question would be, what
Yeah, and it
happened
was
for you to
great,
say
dude.
God? What
I know I
happened for you to
stuck in
say
it for
God don't
years, dude.
exist?
Yeah, I stuck in it. I still went to like retreats and like little camp out stuff, and I went to like what do you call it, youth groups with bands and everything. And I even went to Saddleback Community Church and watched Pastor Rick Warren, the famous Rick Warren, give his sermons, because I was hooking up with chicks, dude. It was a fun place to meet chicks with a spiritual edge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what happened for you to say God didn't exist? What happened when
It
what
just didn't make any
changed?
sense. The Jesus thing was just horrible. That was just so stupid. So
He didn't get the girl that he actually wanted, so that's why. No, I'm just playing.
So you prayed for her.
right.
She didn't pick it up.
Yeah, I didn't get that one chick
Not
when I
on
was
God.
14. Yeah, that's it. Turned me away when I didn't get that one chick. Yeah.
I think Phoenix or Karia, they was next.
I'm Raya.
Don't let me find out your faith based on the cookie though, man. Don't let me find out.
Yeah, I couldn't base my relationship with God off of how man treat me. So whatever went on among man, I can't say God don't exist because of what some man did to me or what I've seen man do in the church.
Yeah, me neither.
Like, your relationship with God has to be spiritual. It has to be outside of man.
No, it doesn't.
You know? And when you have that connection with
God,
God,
because you're a man, right?
yeah, but I'm not
Yeah,
God.
so it takes you. It takes you to
God.
have a relationship with God, right?
As I said, your
Takes
relationship
you.
with God has to be outside of man. You
It
cannot say
requires you to
God
be
don't
involved.
exist.
Bro, I got you, because you're being interrupted.
Oh, platinum.
Oh, okay, look, Rock. I really want to be a woman so bad, and as a matter of fact,
So bad,
I
so
know
badly.
like, man,
I'll just stay at home and play with myself all day.
Well, you told me and Armando you wank all the time.
I didn't say that.
Not interested. You did. When
I never said I wank all the time. Don't lie.
You did. You said you wank all
I
the
mean,
time.
kind of
Jesus
like
nowhere to be
maybe
seen.
once a day. You know,
Don't see you. I mean, that's quite a lot.
it's good for your prostate.
Say what? What is
30
that?
times a month. 30 times a month, dude.
5 days.
Get real, girlfriend.
I'm not your girlfriend. I mean, that's a lot.
You don't do your Kegels, do you? Okay, I got you.
Okay. Get that pagan behind you and your shadow before you get me, right? Respectfully. So, who was talking? Was it? Is your name Ikaria? Is that
Harold?
Ikaria?
Yeah, that's me. It was Harold speaking actually.
Ikaria, you got a pink ticket. Can you join the house, please?
Okay, how do I do that?
Just right at the top is talking a house. Become a member. Leave and then come back so we see that your ticket's been released from the beast, right? And then you're gonna have more authority to speak up in this room more than these pagans. But I got you. I'm with you on everything you said. I respect that, right?
Just like PhD holders have more authorities to speak. This is true.
He said, repent. Get rid of that ticket.
Hey, I also wanted to chime in on topic too.
That pink ticket because we have a lot of great conversations in these rooms, right? Whether y'all try to make people feel uncomfortable with your fake scientific bullshit, we don't care. Some of us, like the brother just said, we got a spiritual journey and a connection with the Most High. Something that most of you don't understand or even contemplate because y'all's in darkness. Y'all don't know God because God don't want to know you.
A p-value has you by the throat.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
I just joined that was powerful right there. Say that, sister, again. That was powerful.
Anyway, Ikaria, please click up on the link, join the house, get rid of that pink ticket, and come back, bruh.
Hey, I have a question to what you just said, though. Can I disagree with that now?
Go ahead, release that little dick energy.
He needs permission to talk.
Yeah, I won't be like, hopping in the room just talking and shit. I mean, I'm new here, so I'll just be all, that's not my style. But God doesn't want to know his child. Why wouldn't he want to know his child, though? That's wild to me. God definitely does want to know all his children.
Did you just say God don't want to know his only child?
No. God does want to know his children, all of his children. You said God doesn't want to know you. I disagree with that. God wants to know all of us, but we have to build that relationship. We have to be willing to submit to that relationship.
Okay, that's a lie. Are you a Christian?
No, I'm actually just living. I ain't no religion. I guess you say agnostic.
A
Okay,
pagan.
that's a beautiful thing. It's not an issue.
Right.
The
I was
reality.
raised by Christians though.
Okay, so you do have the cultural and traditional aspects of what it means to be a Christian, correct?
Correct. Yes, and I went to church, every Sunday with
But you
grandma.
would, okay, so you would adhere more towards a Christian trying to school you on those matters more than somebody else outside the box. Am I correct?
I was like, can you repeat that one more time?
You would adhere to your traditional and cultural side of things. So if somebody in this room has that same belief system as what you are agnostic to, which is the background of your views, you would adhere to it more than something outside the box. Yes or no?
Mm, I guess you could say yes on that one.
Okay. I mean, I appreciate the honesty. Thank you.
Right. But I don't know. Personally, me, I'm still questioning completely on religion and everything. Even with the concept of God itself. I do respect the concept of God. I respect people who believe in God. That's fine. But also, as far as y'all was saying with the child and the imaginary friend situation, that does play a little bit of part into everyone's life. Like people every day are stressing and struggling every day. So what do? They pray to God, hoping for some type of money to fall into their pocket in their laps that'll never come. Really, you need to go and get up and work for it.
I agree. But babe, listen.
Can I
As
respond to that like to him?
as an adult, big, right? Being a child is one thing. But as a grown ass adult, if you have them like the things that you've just said right now as a grown ass adult, are you going to be confined in a mental facility, or do you think the doctors will give you some type of medication to kind of bring you back down to the earth? Or do you think that you're just going to roam around here, right? Talking about you got these friendly
Hey,
ghosts.
PhD, can you mention any medications since you have a PhD?
I mean, there's one for anxiety, one for listen, one for personality
Can you
disorder.
actually name it?
One
Or
listen to what I'm
No,
saying.
she cannot.
Panic's one of the
No, she's
ones.
faker. She is a faker.
Okay, so I'm not gonna talk to these freshies. I'm sorry, y'all freshies. I don't even know why I'm dressing y'all, right? So back to you, bro.
Okay.
Yo, I'll talk to my clients like, yo, bro.
Be still.
When you're a child,
Yo,
again,
you belong in Skid Row.
again, the only Skid Row here, I told you before, bro. Like, get to notice that. You know what it is, right? Anyway, the point is, when you are a child, the child is something that's going through changes and experiences, recognizing, embracing the nature and the worldly senses of what is being, right?
That's how a PhD talks. We're like kindergarten
Don't
teacher.
Yo,
talk
can you
over
shut up?
Armando. Can you shut this fucker up? Because I'm about to move him to the
Yeah,
fucking goo.
Armando.
Really?
Put your
Talk
girl in
over me
place,
again, bro.
Armando.
Talk over me again.
Are you gonna kick me down?
Are you gonna kick me down? I just kicked you and your mama with a bucket pussy well down, bro. Do you get it now? Anyway, going back to the point. These are childish matters. But when we are dealing, because you're an agnostic. Now, when we're dealing with a whole grown ass adult,
I have a question.
You're gonna get. Do you want to get moved down as well?
I just want to know how long we need to listen to you.
Do you want to get moved down as well with your freshy accent, you dirty linus tarmoch?
5 more minutes.
Wow.
10 more minutes.
You
How
are
many more
impulsive
minutes?
today about platinum.
I spit on you, bro, with your dirty ass accent. I know where you come from.
I like it.
I know where you come from.
You're
Go
dirty. I like it.
Okay, yeah. Oh, you like it, do you? Is that why y'all like little girls?
Well, if you're gonna spit on me, what part are you gonna
Oh,
spit
you
on?
like little girls? That no
What part are you
wonder
gonna
why y'all
spit on?
marry 9-year-olds. Oh, I
Wait,
got
how old are you?
I got you now, Habibi.
What are you, like 16? I didn't know you were so
That's why
young.
you
Sorry.
like to
I
marry
thought you were
little
like 47.
9-year-olds,
Sorry.
right? I got you.
Yeah, she was trying to get some information, man, and you cut her off.
Yeah, he
Oh,
really did.
really? You get what information you get in there, Harold? Why don't you steal?
Move to the audience and wank your tiny little 2-inch dick in the audience. God have mercy. Anyway, and I'm gonna go on mute on this. The point is, right? Being a child and having wild imagination because of neglect, because of trauma, because of abuse, right? Because of things that you see your mom and dad going through, has nothing to do with you embracing yourself as an adult. When you become a grown ass adult, you know right from wrong. We cannot try to implement things on little kids and try to say, yeah, this is what it means to be, a human being, to govern ourselves, as though this dude knows about psychology. And I had to school you, bro. I had to school you because you have no idea. You're clueless. Do you understand? There's a lot of little girls that get molested by stepfathers, that get so molested by men in general. Do you understand? And they grow up with a really
And
nasty
there's grown
mentality.
women who molest young boys too. Don't forget that.
They grow up with a real
The
nasty
women who molest the
mentality.
young
I'm not
boys.
taking that away, but it's not as often and does not occur as
Don't
much
make it excuses. The point that it
Yeah, it's
happens.
actually about the same though. It's about the same. I wouldn't say
She's trying to
that.
rationalize
hold
that.
hold on, hold
Why
on.
she can't finish
It
without
does
y'all
not.
cutting her off?
Okay. So you still talking over me? It does not occur as much as when a man does it.
It
Now, I'm not
occurs
saying
and
that
it
women don't
happens.
do it. Hold on, bro.
Women molest young men all the time.
Yo,
Young
respectfully, listen.
boys.
I'm not saying women don't do it. Pay attention to what I'm saying to you, bro. What I'm saying to you is, if you do the mathematics, women, you say about 7%. Men, you would say 93% of men do this shit.
You're a
But
liar.
let's
Shut your
not downplay.
goddamn
Hold
You're
on,
a
mouth.
retard. And not
hold
only
on,
you're a liar, you're a retard.
hold on. Let's not. The only retard is your mama.
That's
That's
at
what I'm
least
saying.
two.
Don't call me names. I'm calling you bro. You disrespecting me. You know why? Because you can't keep up mentally.
Uncle, you're
That's
gonna let
what's
this
wild.
What?
woman up here lie and
That's
say that 90%.
that's what's wild,
97%
bro.
of men
Don't
are
call. No, hold
pedophiles
on.
or rapists.
Y'all can keep bringing him up. It don't make no difference to me, bro. You can never talk about that shit to me, right? And be disrespectful.
She's
Try to
probably molested young
disregard.
boys before. That's
Crazy.
probably why she's saying this about men.
Again. All right, go ahead. Bring him up. Let's see what's up now.
Hold up, we can't keep moving everybody, Platinum. I'm sorry, respectfully. You can talk your stuff though. Somebody
And
bring
I would
Platinum
say,
up
I
here.
think,
Damn, I'm out of invite. What the fuck?
and I would say, Platinum. I kind of
Damn it.
hear where she's coming from, but
I
most
ruined the
times
goddamn
it's
combo. Cora, can you bring her up?
men.
Matter of fact, here. I got you.
Hello,
You know,
guys.
this is the sad thing that she wants to dominate the room and have a speech, but the things that she's
Everybody come
saying,
up
she
though,
doesn't want any
but
pushback
Platinum,
on it.
don't mod abuse. So you can't move three,
That's what
four,
she just
five
tried to
people.
do. She tried to mod abuse.
Yes.
So you're mod
I
abusing
just
at
want to
that
know
point.
one thing.
Because I didn't
Sorry.
This
disrespect
chick's
her.
got
All I
no
said was that
fucking
she was
mod.
trying.
Come on,
I
Rod,
know.
come back up. Everybody
I'm
one
gonna
at a
keep
time
doing
though.
some stuff.
She literally
But
tried to say
one time. Let me
93% of
speak.
men
Let me
molest
speak and
children.
contribute to what. I'm
She's
not
No,
out
gonna
of her
be
Uncle
here for
Ruckus,
mind.
long.
I see
All right,
what
but
you.
y'all
One
was
I
cutting
friend.
her off when she was talking about
I
God.
know,
My friend.
Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah,
I know
Listen.
you're a
though.
selfish
Hey,
nigga.
one person at a time.
Listen
One
to me
person at a
really
time.
carefully.
Yeah, I know you a
Hey,
Let me. Hello.
nigga.
Hello.
I know you
Let me
upset,
finish.
nigga.
go
I
ahead.
got you, nigga.
Uh,
Move me
Go
back
ahead,
down.
I
Platinum.
just want to ask one
Move me
question. How
back
many
down,
of
Wait,
Uncle
you
wait.
Ruckus. I'm
Hey,
cool
bro,
with
bro,
that
bro, bro,
nigga.
bro. Be quiet. Let Platinum speak. Go ahead,
Oh my
go.
God. You moved me to listen, bro. You moved me down twice, right? This is the second time that you've moved me down.
why is this happening?
Second time, right? What did he just say?
Bad uncle. Bad uncle.
African what?
No,
African
it
what?
was the right call, Uncle. Thanks.
So y'all gonna talk about Africans now? That is so cute, so
No,
adorable.
but it was one person and he got removed from the room, I believe. It was
No,
Trojan.
Armando, listen to what I'm saying, bruh.
Armando.
Dude just put me back down to the audience. This is the second time now. For me talking for myself
I
against
had to, Platinum. You were mod
attacking me.
abusing.
No.
Armando, what you gonna do
I'm
about
not.
it,
Okay,
Armando?
hold on. Uncle Ruckus, listen. I defended you earlier when nobody was respecting you. They said you was bonkers. They were
What?
saying, "Oh,
I don't care about defense in this room. They talk shit about me daily. I did it the third time too, though.
No, stop trolling her, man. What is going on? Stop
She's a
trolling her.
troll.
all right,
No.
Armando,
She's being
Armando,
difficult,
It's all
Armando.
good. All right, it's all
Armando,
good. Let's just move forward, please. Hey, stop wasting the invites, dog. You're closing up the room with the trolling king.
Dude, she's closing the room. She's talking shit.
I can't invite her up no more. So what's gonna happen? We're gonna shut down the entire room.
Who
Bring her
cares,
up for it.
dude? She dumb.
She was so wrong
Bro,
about that.
she
Like
dumb.
after
Bring
you
her up.
say
Mondo's in
93% of
love,
men,
nigga.
that was
Bring
crazy.
her
Armando's
up,
in love, I'm
man.
telling you.
She
Yeah,
the shit.
I just want to say,
She the
Uncle, I'm
child.
saying,
That goes powerful.
Uncle,